Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Wallen, what's up? Willow. Dijaku, hello. Voidworks, Catman, Bowie, good to see you, dude. Babinini, Kiambi, hello, guys. How you doing? We shall continue. It's time to get them Potsherds, that's right. We go get them Potsherds. Is my music muted? No. Well, it's muted now. Now it's unmuted. Now it's muted again. Hello, guys. How you doing? How you doing? Hope y'all had a good day. Somewhat busy day today. Actually, I didn't even take a nap today. Like, oddly enough, I didn't need one. So hopefully we'll do good. But I'm also drinking my green tea, which keeps me up, so... there is that. But we continue this file. I have yet to complete this challenge, because this challenge has given me a lot of problems. Between me being dumb, and also disconnecting twice out of this challenge. This has been one that's been kind of on my back a little bit that I've been wanting to do. So hopefully we can accomplish it today. 121 plus, and let's get all the way up, shall we? And make it a long night. Rip the astrophile. Sad astrophile. These floors are only available when the party KOs count as 0. Unfortunate. Let's do the red mage. Let's do this. Oh, nice start. Alright, how do I play red mage again? Questions must be answered. We're good. As someone who really loves red PoTD weapons, I'm too far from my target. And could be mad about what theme would I love to see in new dungeon? Blue. Blue. It doesn't matter what they look like. It just has to be blue. That's it. Yeah, see, Willow knows. Just gotta be blue. I don't care. I don't care if they look like the ugliest crap ever, dude. As long as they're blue, I don't really care. I'll get every single one of them. I should have guessed. Yeah, I don't know what would give it away, but yeah. Purple? I mean, I'm all blue, personally. I mean, there is a lot of purple stuff in the game, though, to be fair, right? Some of the relics are purple. Isn't, like, some of the new stuff purple? Like, there's a lot of purple in the game. I just want blue, dude. Nice, shiny blue. Like, blue has been, like, blue-colored weapons has been usually reserved, like, if it's relics, has been reserved for, like, paladins or tanks or something. And of course you have the Knights of the Round stuff, but I mean, they're not really blue. I mean, they're just shiny. I just want blue. I want something that's blue. Like better than the Syria weapons. The Syria weapons are blue, but like, no, I'd like blue for the thing. We'll see. That's my biggest wish. Bitching. I got some bitching. I don't want to pull, I don't want to pull Bice. Oh yeah, but they're not weapons though. And I have all of them. They're not weapons, and I have them all. Actually, you know, I did glamour all of my current stuff for, like, all of my current tools into the relic ones, the crafting relics, because they're great. They look awesome. I love them. But I want them to be, actual weapons I can utilize, you know? Even the fish, yeah, even the fishing round, I got them all. I got them all, Zevin, even the fishing round, dude. I'm like, look, I'm probably not gonna have any other, you know, crafting relic that'll ever appease my eyes. So we'll clearly get this one. This will be, like, stuck for me for, like, eternity. Unless they're going to be, like, blinding blue. Or, like, you see it across the map, then yeah, maybe I'll change it to that, but... are you gonna aggro? No. The answer to that is no, you're not gonna aggro. What's the most obscure, niche, useful 1 in 100 run tip for each roll you can think of? For each roll?
Good luck on the run.
At least he put it down to 4 rolls. Okay, so... Also, thanks, Cammy, for the 100 biddies. I'm gonna need some luck today. Let's see. For the 4 rolls, huh? Let's start with healer. Was it the most obscure, niche, useful 1 in 100 run? 1 in 100 run thing you'll need? For healer? 1 in 100 is weird, because... I don't think there's anything that I would even categorize to that extent, right? Like, I could probably bring that down to just all jobs, and you're not even gonna get more than 5 answers. So let me do it that way. Like, let me say, if you're looking for that extent of a rarity, I would say the one that immediately comes to mind would be one that's on a lot of jobs that have a gap closer, specifically. So like Red Mage, Warrior, all the tanks and stuff, is if you were to use Landmine for some odd reason via a gap closer. Because what you can do is you can fight one enemy, gap close into a second enemy, where you don't take damage from the landmine, but then hit the first one you're fighting. Which, like, I don't even know why you'd even do that, but I mean, it's good. I mean, the other thing would be, you know what's the other really obscure one that I've heard people do, that I've never done personally, but I don't argue the strat, is if you're in 181+, or any kind of caster, so like specifically the ice sprites, is you would try to find traps on the floor, and you would get the silencing trap, and you would silence the ice sprite. And like you would use an echo job. And then you delete the ice sprite because it can't do any damage because all it does is casting. Like, that's super obscure. Like super stretch strat that like you could do, but like, yeah, I don't know, you'd have to do that. I mean, the other one I guess you can say would be like, you know, on a gloom floor you'd use a lust so the enemy doesn't have the defense bonus. That applies also 91+ with the Kyozo, where you make them do their defense bonus in gloom because it gets rid of the defense bonus. So that's like really obscure, I guess. Like, these are things that, like, to some extent they can actually have a use, but like, I mean, you're probably not gonna do it. You can get away with not doing, you know what I mean? Like, there is strat that benefits you, but it's not gonna game changer. Does that make sense? Hey, Tasmanian Devil, thanks for the 4 months, dude. Appreciate it. I have one, but not sure how obscure, but you can frog step into another frog jet, turn you back. That, I mean, that's like, yeah, what Tijaku said is also, I would say, part of that. Like, if it's for some, like, really odd reason, you auto yourself or frog yourself, you can save yourself by finding another, but, like, good luck on finding another one, right? But I mean, it's still a strategy. You still apply that as an actual strategy. So, yeah, stuff like that can be a thing. Good point. Hope the bonus full of. I hope so, Hustlehoof. That's also assuming I don't skip any chests, because I'm notorious for skipping chests, but... That's one I have. I found a landmine behind 2 side enemies staring at the open exit, so I explode them, so I leave the floor while they regenerate XP. Yeah. Oh. That's actually really obscure, yeah. That's super obscure. That's knowing how to even function your, That's knowing mechanics straight up, that you'll know that by hitting them, they don't cause an aggro. Well, I did that on the Gunbreaker run, right? When we did the Gunbreaker run, we triggered a exploding chest, and I ran right past everything, or I concealed past everything. Hey, yo, thanks for the hype chain. Yeah, thanks, Wallen. Thanks for gifting a sub also to Tijaku. You're good, like, stepping in traps on purpose? Well, we might see a couple of traps that being stepped tomorrow, because we're going to be doing a collab with our buddy Steph of Anime, and I actually found out that she never stepped into Heaven on High before. So it's even more of a fun challenge tomorrow, because like I have to guide her through actually unlocking 31 plus on top of like getting her through the beginning floor. So that's gonna be a fun thing. That's gonna be tomorrow, and we'll do some Dome Keeper probably Saturday to make up for Friday. So yeah, tomorrow will be a Final Fantasy 14 day. But I gotta carry Steph through from 1 to 100, with her having literally 0 arm and armor. So if anyone's ever curious about that one, well, I got you covered. My only concern is like I can't save her from death. Like I literally can't save her from dying, so she's gonna have to die a couple times, which feels bad, but it is what it is. Yep, that's going to be Sunday. We're gonna continue with Sunday same time. That'll be Sunday. And then after Sunday, why did I even... After Sunday, after we do the duo on Sunday, then I do my Reaper run, 71 plus. I'm setting a goal, trying to complete Heaven on High by next Friday. Oh, that's a good goal. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. A lot of October birthdays. Let's go. I already checked that chest. I forgot. It's a science we can... Oh yeah, totally on purpose. Yeah, absolutely. There we go, obscure strategies. I'll pull the Dolhan. I'm waiting for a machinist buffs before trying to... Yeah, you don't have to wait too long. You might even get them next week, Zas. I mean, look, machinist is such a good place, though. You don't really need them, but... I mean, look, I guess you're a week out from it, so I guess why not, right? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. What's up, Ada? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday! Exclamation point! Rocat! That's right. We're absolutely 100% using the Rocat mouse that company had very graciously sent to me to test drive and to promote. 100% using it as we speak, guys. It is a good mouse, by the way. You know, jokes aside, it is actually a really good mouse. We have the Con Air, XP Air, it's really good. But with that being said, all raiders are complaining about machinists. Oh yeah, you know what? It's actually a pretty interesting joke, Zas, that I think every job that had a problem in raiding is pretty much like super good in Deep Dungeon, right? Because like Warrior had issues, right, with their DPS. Didn't they have like issues with DPS, especially on P8? You had problems with Machinist. You had problems with like Reaper. Didn't Reaper have problems too? Like, and I'm talking like not preferred. I mean, you can obviously clear content on any job. That's without being said, but in terms of like meta, but like all those jobs are like fantastic in Deep Dungeon, you know? Warrior, Reaper, Machinist, like they're great. They don't have, and you don't have to do anything with them in Deep Dungeon. But of course, whatever the job is currently in Raid, they get adjusted because Deep Dungeon is obviously not a priority. So it just trickles down to this content. I'll skip you, whatever. I assume they apply buffs in a way that 760 won't benefit from them. Not necessarily, it doesn't matter. They're not going to avoid... They're not going to purposely do it to avoid lower levels. I mean, the last update we had was the turret, right? The turret got updated. That affected any level of Machinist. You know, that you basically just want to make sure you have full gauge, but that essentially affected a little bit of Machinist. I mean, you know what is interesting? You know what is another interesting update that they did? This was maybe I think this was about 2 patches ago. They did like a small update to Astro. I think 2 or 3 patches ago. They made Combust last 30 seconds, and Combust was like level 30. That had like no purpose. Like, what was that update? That did like, I don't know why that update even happened. But Combust used to be 18. from the early floors, and then they changed it to 30 seconds. Like, that was so weird, but they did it. And then the other one was the fact that when you do cards on Astro, and this was more recent, when you do cards on Astro, and you do a redraw, whatever the proper term is, you don't get the same card. So you never go from, like, you know, whatever the symbol is. You don't get the same symbol twice. And that helped out in Deep Dungeon. I mean, as minuscule as the update helped in Deep Dungeon, it helped in Deep Dungeon. Because you'll never have a triple symbol unless you're just not paying attention, which, look, I'm not paying attention. But still, that trickled down. So they're never going to take it into consideration of, like, Deep Dungeon or previous content. Your priority is one content and its raid. If it affects something else, then oh well, deal with it. You know? Best update for free trial is to change skill menu. Best update for free trial menus is the change to the skill menu. The change to the skill... Oh, the, like, the UI update for it? Is that what you mean? Am I going? Did I check this? That's fortunate. You guys, thanks for the hype train, I appreciate it. Thanks for the boost train. But yeah, you just don't know. All it is in for us in the community and all that stuff, we just look at it and we just be like, okay, this is what it does, boom, that's it. You know, you have some other guys like Fania, JP Runner, who the one that cleared all the classes in Heaven on High. They had gone into Machinist after the turret update immediately, and had done some videos on the changes and stuff. So you'll just get, you know, within the community, you'll just probably just have someone like being, oh, this is cool, let's just see what happens, kind of thing, and you know, then you just see what happens. You can probably set up your hotbars at confusion with you can probably set with confusion. Okay. I gotta go back and get the lust just in case the exists this way. I think they should be applauded. Were the biggest thing people complain about in terms of damage, couple percent between classes. Yep. The balance in this game is extraordinarily good. It really is. I think no one argues that. But with that being said, even the small percentages, they do show up at some point and people still complain, but you know. This game is very well balanced in general. I'll take it. It's like a buff, but like at the end of the day, I think it's a buff because if you go 100 gauge, I think you do get more damage out of it. I'm not 100% sure with the math. Like someone would have to go and correct me with the math, but I'm pretty sure it was a buff overall. It's just before you can kind of do the turret at any gauge and you'd be okay. But now it's like you better do it at full gauge, otherwise you're just not gonna get as much, kind of thing. But I don't know if it also meant, like, if you added up the math from before and now, if it does mean that it was better. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question. You're gonna turn and go to me. I've done this game long enough. That's gonna aggro. The same. There you go. There you go. But now the time is fixed. There you go. Thanks, Zengear. Fortune. Oh, just content in the game easily? I think so. I mean, I can't say anything to it because I haven't done the other content. I'm very satisfied with the challenge of it. That's all I can say. But you know, I've heard comments from other people, so. And I think the vast majority of people who've done all the content do agree with that. So I'd take that. But for me personally, I really can't say a thing about it until I've actually done Savage and Ultimate, which I haven't. The closest I've done to Savage was the Boja duels. That's the closest. You know, when you count that, because that's still solo. Oh, my bond chests, dude. There we go. Bitch, and ye shall receive. Did I do? Oh no, I go legit, dude. Because I wanted to do the I wanted to do the mechanics, and I didn't say I love the mechanics. I thought they were so much fun. So I did them straight up. I pushed them all the way to the limit. I like basically hit and rage every single time. It was great. I loved it. That's why I have a deep appreciation for the duels, because I appreciated the fights and the mechanics. You know, I think the guys who did speedruns, we'll call it speedruns. I think the guys who did the speedruns, they don't get to appreciate the fights as much. The mechanics are great. I think they were very well done. But I understand that you want to speedrun it because you don't want to deal with the mechanics. I mean, that's fair. Mechanics are tricky. You gotta learn the fight, you know? Maybe you just want the title and leave. You have the money to spend on the lost actions, you may as well use it. I do! I don't have them in playlist, but I do have them on my channel. I think if you just search for, like, Angelus Demoness Boja Duels, you'll get them. Because I think I titled them correctly. But I do have them all for Zadnar and Southern Front. My Zadnar are all gonna be, Red Mage attempts. My Zadnar, yeah, I said Zadnar. My Southern Front are gonna be a mix of jobs. I did them on a lot of different jobs. And this was before Zadnar got introduced, so this was like with all the old actions. I just bought an iPhone 13. Am I leaving my Android behind because of the bad performance, sadly? That happens. I'm still very happy with my Android. I've had my S10 for like 3-4 years. I was thinking about getting a new one, but it's still treating me really well, so I'm probably just gonna chill until, I don't know, my other one gets worse or something, but I've been pretty happy with it. Hello? Okay. Okay. I love both Eureka and Zadnar, Speethu, and Black Michelle. I like the Zadnar duels. I don't think I'll ever do it again. But although it's funny enough, I didn't actually do it on my main, I did it in my alt character. But still, with that being said, I did enjoy those duels. And if I don't know if you were here when we were talking about this last time, if I could hop into those duels instantly without having to wait, without having to do any effort, you know, I gotta get the fates, I gotta set up the fate, I gotta actually succeed in the, like, if I don't have to do all that crap, I would totally do it like every day. You know, just pop in like once a week or something. Just do a quick attempt and then go into Deep Dungeon. I'd love to do that, but it's not worth my time or my energy to set it up. It'd take me at least an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get one attempt in. It's like, it's really annoying. But I would love to do those more often. That's my biggest complaint right now about solo content in 14, that any of the respectable solo challenges in the game, and we're talking about the ones that are meant to be actual solo challenges, not like, you know, going into, like, as a 90 warrior and then hopping into, like, Alexander Savage or something, right? Or going into Omega Savage. Like, no, that, you don't really get an achievement out of there. You know, it's not really meant to be soloed, if you will. Like, you can solo it, but the devs didn't intend it to be solo kind of thing. No, we're talking like the ones that give you an achievement. The ones that are actually like, oh yeah, do this solo and you get something out of it. Whatever is available in this game, with the exception of the Blue Mage Carnival, but, you know, Blue Mage Carnival, you have to jump through hoops to do them. You know, it takes you how long to get the Behemoth, it takes you how long to get the Godfather, it takes you how long to get the Onra, and it takes you how long to get into the Zadnar duels. Like, maybe if you're lucky you can get in like 10 minutes, but I think on average it's gonna take you at least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But here's the thing though, I don't think you need to ask him. I don't think you need to ask Yoshi P about that, because they are pushing 14 into more solo content. Like, that is their goal moving into 7.0. So I think it's in the works. Now, maybe having a voice saying, maybe saying a voice that you like the content, you know, telling them this is what you want might steer them into more of that direction. But they are going into more solo stuff, so honestly, I kind of want to see what they have in store first before I kind of, like, you know, want to cry about certain content, if that makes sense. The setup is longer than the fight. It is. It absolutely is. That's even without a question. That's including the fate, you know? Let me heal up. Sight. Strength. Sight. I'll check this one. I'm missing... I want to get that witching back. The changes to make the game more solo-friendly, I think, is a great choice. I think they're gonna do it well, because they're not going to do it like FF11. I think it's a little too soon to do it like FF11. I don't think it's even necessary to do it like FF11. But I think they're doing it in conjunction with party content, you know? And maybe setting it up where maybe in the future, if you get less and less people doing the game, it will at least fall back into being able to do it solo. Hope I get into Media Tour? That'd be nice. But all I'm gonna be concerned with is just doing my thing for now. If I get that, cool. But, you know, all I can do is do my thing, that's it. I appreciate that. Have I been invited? Nope, I have not. I have not yet, I haven't had the opportunity yet, so that'd be nice. It'll be nice. Great. So I'm gonna have to do a purity here, probably. Wait, did I miss a shot? No, I got the shot. Okay. Just died in floor 180 boss. Machinist solo one boss at 26% HP. Underestimated auto damage and then died to Trounce. Had almost 3 of everything. You know, Talon, I gotta tell ya, a lot of my runs where I die horribly to, like, Behemoth is because... not because. It's when I had, like, the best palms ever. So I know that feeling, but... You know, you learned a lesson, it's okay, you get better next time. Thanks, thank you, I appreciate it. That's a silver. I'm gonna go there. I lost my steel. Oh. Yeah. What the hell? Gotta do a lot of heals. I don't want to use the purity yet, because if we get yet another mimic, then I'm going to be down even further. I want to have it for the boss. For duels, you're looking at least 1 second. For CE, 30 seconds. For vetting players, 2 minutes prep time. Yep. How do you choose to go about getting your weekly tomestones? Me? I don't choose to do them. There's your answer. I don't get weekly tomestones. I haven't even spent. I don't think I've spent a single tomestone for gear this patch. Although I probably should have in preparation for oh, this is pretty. In preparation for variant, but honestly, it's not a big deal. I mean, especially because, like, I keep reading, even on the official site, they're like, variant's gonna be the easy story mode solo. If you want the challenge, you gotta do the 4-man. I'm like, alright. Whoop-de-doo. Like, I'll do this solo for like a week, and then I'm back in Deep Dungeon, you know? It's like, if it's not gonna be challenging to me, and I'm just gonna, like, do it just to clear them out. I'm going to do it on stream. Because it's like, once you attach solo to it, I'm doing it. But whether we stick around with it, that's more of a bigger question, and it's kind of leaning towards we're not. But at least I'll do it for the sake of content. I always said PoTD and Heaven on High drop 5 tones per 10. What do they drop now? Don't they drop quite a bit? Wait, don't they drop a respectable amount per 10 floors? Like, you could cap weekly if you're doing Deep Dungeon Heavy. What did I miss? Oh, Purity. I gotta go back to Purity. Yeah, don't they give you all the current tomes if you're capped? Yeah, Heaven on High is definitely... I think a lot of people do appreciate the Heaven on High climb a lot more. I don't think I've heard anyone complain about the duration of Heaven on High, but you hear a lot of people complain about the duration of Palace of the Dead. Although I am curious if there's a lot of crap here. You know, you get all the tomes, Tijaku, when you're capped. You do. I know that for a fact. I don't know how much you get, but you get all the tomes. I do wonder how the perspective would be. So let's put this into like a weird perspective. If Heaven on High was also 200 floors, I wonder if you'll hear as many people complaining that it's 200 floors, right? I think a lot of people complain about Palace of the Dead, and look, with good purpose. Like, I'm with you. Like, I think it's a lot of fluff. I mean, I just deal with it. But you know, it could have been a lot less. But I wonder if that was what we were conditioned for. If people would just complain a lot less about it. You know, it's like, yeah, it's 200. It is what it is. You know, is my goal 200? Yes. I only have one left, so I'm trying to get the last one before the next Deep Dungeon. There was a deadline, and I'm hoping I can reach that deadline, but it's getting a little tough. You Deep Dungeons to be 300. I prefer it to be 100, but like, if whatever it is, I'm gonna deal with it. You guys are gonna see me do it no matter what. I'm not gonna go protest if it's like 600 floors, you know? Actually, if it's like 600 floors, I might actually buckle in and be even more ready, because I'll be like, how many people are really gonna do it, you know? I mean, maybe a lot of you guys, but like, it'll be a lot more fun. It's like, yeah, how many people are really gonna do this challenge? Me, I will. Because I'm crazy. 600? Yeah. Let's make it 1,000. Do like, it'll take me a whole month to set up one file, only to disconnect at like floor 949, you know? Oh, disconnect. Time to start back at 1, guys. Rip. What a leaderboard and just how deep you can go. See, this is the thing. I have always kind of liked the idea of an endless mode. The problem is I don't know how you're going to do a Deep Dungeon. Because it isn't just a simple slap a couple enemies into the next floor and just keep slapping enemies every other floor. Because depending on the enemy, it can be really easy or really hard, right? I mean, think of this. Everyone is scared of apes in 171 and Palace of the Dead. But if you're a range class, no one is scared about the fly traps in 191, when clearly the fly traps should be statistically harder than the apes in 171, right? So like, unless, like, I don't know how you set it up where you can make it endless, that it becomes fair. To the point where, like, even if you're on floor 10,000, you know, you're still having a fair battle. Like, I don't know how that really works out. So, and you could do it two ways. Either you just set up this like infinite amount of floors, where you have a set amount of enemies that will spawn, or you randomize it. But if you randomize it, then I don't think that's going to be fair to anyone, because someone will just have a better set of enemies than the other. I just don't know how you set it up endlessly. That's all. Maybe they can figure out a way. I will not complain about it, but I just don't know how you pull it off. That's all. Steel's gonna be good. As annoying as it is to have to reset after making the mistake PoTD, I feel that I learned my lesson and it sticks. Yep. I don't know how it's a bit unfair because there's no risk-free floors and forms of magicites. Yeah, but that's if you pick up a magicite. Because let me tell you, sometimes you don't pick up a magicite and that feels bad. They just have to make a new floor when someone hits the current goal. They're they're not gonna do that. Keep increasing without no, it doesn't matter. Like, but that doesn't solve the so Saz doesn't solve the problem of what enemies are you putting on those floors, right? If you make endless, it can't be random, because if it's random, it's not fair. Because what if you enter the next set of floors and you spawn chimeras, apes, worms, and like frost dragons, but then the next person spawns, you know, Vinthirds, fly traps, and you're in like the walls of heaven on high and just spawn a whole bunch of white mages. It's like, that's completely unfair. You're not gonna get a fair shake on that one. So you can't randomize it if you want it to be competitive. But then it can't technically be endless unless you set up the floors to literally go for like, I don't know, 1,000,000 floors, but I don't know if they code it like that. But you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem I see when the idea of an endless mode comes in. It's like, it sounds amazing, and I would love to just keep going floor after floor after floor after floor. But if you put it in practical terms and practical logic, I don't see right now, with the way Deep Dungeon is set up, I don't see how you do it. Now, you could make the next one in such a way where it could cater to an endless mode. Like, you can just adjust it and create it in such a way where it's like, oh yeah, now you can do it endless. Like, that could happen. But with the current Deep Dungeons, I don't think you can make Palace or Heaven on High turn into an endless mode unless you fundamentally change it. If that makes sense. Torghast? All I heard about Torghast is everyone didn't like it at the end of the day. That it had a great concept, people were looking forward to it, and it was executed poorly. That's what I know about Torghast. Now, there were some cool things about it, but I don't think I heard of a single person, like, really loving it. Like, I think there are people who liked it, I think there are people who tolerated it, but I don't think anyone loved it. That was supposed to be their version of Deep Dungeon, which initially people were really excited about, but it definitely fell short. And Deep Dungeon is still the OG. Yeah. And that is what I heard. I heard of the term Torghast. That's what I heard. But Blizzard took a potentially good idea and executed poorly. That has never happened before. What do you mean? The auction house was a great idea for Diablo 3. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, this is gonna take forever and plus. Torghast. Yeah, that's what I heard. Mind you, I've never touched WoW, so I just hear, you know, bits and pieces from other gamers. Oh, was that it? Yeah, that's it. Do you ever use Odin to one-shot boss? Or so in the early days of Deep Dungeon Talon, our strategy was to utilize Odin for 90, specifically. Or like super emergency at a time, gotta use it for like 80 or something. But ideally, if you can really make it happen, you would want to use it on the 91 set, not the 90 boss, because it's just more of a time save that way. You save more time doing it on the 91 plus. That would not be hard to do, Vaughn. Vaughn? Alright. I'm sure the coders will agree. Are all the bosses easier than Palace? Yep. All the bosses are boring, except for maybe Onra in Heaven on High. They don't hit as hard, Their mechanics are much simpler. Well, I mean, the mechanics in Palace are kind of simple, to be honest. But yeah, they're a lot easier. So the way you look at Palace of the Dead bosses is, for the most part, Palace of the Dead bosses are not going to take any longer than 8 minutes, with the exception of 150. So you're not worried about time per se. You're worried about execution. Like, you're worried about making sure that you don't die to that fight. So Behemoth, you know, not dying to its Rage. Godfather, making sure you don't die to that. 160, that's a tricky fight. When it comes to Heaven on High, you can basically do a majority of those bosses, if not all of them, without Strength and Steel. So it becomes a question, do I have enough time? You know, can I squeeze out without using palms? Like that, it's more of a time sponge than a challenge of the fight itself. So I mean, like, you can clean up like Onra in, like, you know, 6 minutes if you expended all your resources. But your idea, your plan of action is to try to get there with like the least amount of resources utilized. Whereas in Palace of the Dead, you're almost always committing a Strength Steel. Like, starting at like 160, basically almost every single job is committing, maybe except Tank, but Tank is also a time thing. You're committing a Strength Steel. So it's just about getting it down in 8 minutes. Let me finish this boss out. I'll answer those questions. We'll hit an ad, and then we'll continue. I like to pay attention to the last 10% because I feel I get a little superstitious in my runs now, that I'll start botching the final bit of the boss. So let me finish this one out, and then we shall answer those questions. I hate this boss. This boss is the worst boss in all the Deep Dungeon. Okay, cool. Let me step out. Alright. Kinda like how Zadnar is easier than Southern Front. Are you talking about the duels? You think that Zadnar duels are easier than Southern Front, Tijaku, or like in general? I don't think the Zadnar duels are... I think the Southern Front duels are way easier than Zadnar. Like, I think that Zadnar duels are so much more convoluted. Is Summoner fast because of Behemoth? I read it's absolutely... Yes, it is. Summoner is fantastic in both Heaven on High uses Behemoth, but in general, in both Deep Dungeon, Summoner is fantastic. You're talking about the CE mostly? The CE. Yes. Okay, if you're talking about the critical engagement, yes, the Southern Front critical engagements are way harder than the Zadnar. But the Zadnar duels are way harder than Southern Front, hands down. The only difficult critical engagement in Zadnar is the one that spawns Daybog. That's the only one that's hard. And that's the one that trips up so many people. Like, it's actually pretty easy to get into Debog, because so many people die in that fight. So that's almost like, I would say that's equivalent to maybe Metal Fox in Southern Front, in terms of how many people just don't do the mechanics correctly. But nothing compares to Red Chocobo. Red Chocobo just deletes everyone. Like, you have to, like, nowadays, if you go into Red Chocobo, you have to kind of expect to solo it, and you'll be okay. Like, if you build yourself to solo it, you'll be okay. Because you just expect everyone to die at some point. It's just how you look at it. It's how you approach it, man. It's like, okay, all of you are gonna die. I'll just make sure I reflect and, like, you know, tank essence, and I'll be good. You just don't do it? Why you gotta do the duels? Hey, Aeon, thanks for the Prime. I appreciate that. Okay, Lonely Driver asks, is 51 plus in Heaven on High equivalent to 151 in difficulty? In terms of difficulty... It's hard. It's hard to separate the amount of time you've put into Palace and the amount of time you put into Heaven on High, because you can get to 51 in a blaze. 151 takes almost 2 days, you know? But if I were to try to level out the difficulty, I would say 151 in general is more threatening than 51 in Heaven on High. If I were to put something equal to 151, I would say it's closer to 61 Heaven on High, both with the boss and the enemies, than it is to 51. I would put 141 equal to 51 in Heaven on High, because it's like it's just hard enough. Like 51 does jump in difficulty, but you can probably get away with that floor. 141 is a little tricky. You know, you have the gargoyles and you have the demons. But once you're past that first set, then it's not too bad as long as you take care of those. And I wouldn't even equate them to like the Onryu and 61 Heaven on High, because Onryu are very deadly, but I don't think the gargoyles are as deadly as the Onryu. So I'd kind of put it like that a little bit. Again, but time is still a factor that you cannot remove from Palace. I mean, you know, again, getting to 51 plus, you can get there easily in one day. 151, you're probably in there minimum 2 days, if not 3 days. That like you're spending that much time just to get to that point. So that kind of backtracks into how much effort you've put into that run, and that kind of multiplies the challenge and the vibe for that run. I wonder if I'll be able to do 180 with like 15 FPS. Lower your graphics maybe. I really enjoyed Eureka when I did for Machinist. Oh yeah. So like, the sexy Machinist gear. I don't have my gun though. My gun's on the outside. Yeah, that's my gear for Machinist. I love it. I love that gear. I like that, and it's actually really nice in Deep Dungeon because it glows. If only I could use my rainbow gun. Would be great. That quick messes up people in the one, and also other people having to think it's annoying. You find 150 is easier than 140 Palace? Well, yeah, I guess the traps. I love that. I love that one. Hey, what's up, Jedi Man? Well, I apologize because I'm gonna have to hit an ad, but you know what? I'm gonna step out. So we're probably gonna step out in between boss floors. I'll just like stretch out a little bit. I'll get my water and my hydration all set up. And we want to get ads out of the way so you guys don't miss any action. So we'll hit a 3 minute. I'll come back and then we'll start up 131. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back in 3 minutes, okay? Alright. I'm back. That Kembar, the Necromancer? Kembar just got Necromancer about 2 hours ago. Congratulations, dude. Alright. Let's re-up the food. 131. We're getting out of the piss, we're getting out of the piss floors, we're going into the better floors. Necromancer, yep. Brand spanking new Necromancer. He didn't even take the plastic off the title yet. Boo-boo. Oh, Wallen, thanks, man. Oh, wait. That's a treasure room. Thanks, Wallen. As always. What am I gonna do with that? Astro? Yeah, memorize those Astro times for the next time I go in Astro, whenever that is. Thanks, Wallen, I appreciate it. 322, that's a good number. Ooh, good start. Ow! Let's go this way. 34, I hope you're doing well. Ooh, insurance! Oh, I love insurance! I can ease up and calm myself down and breathe a little bit easier, play some risks, look at chat a little bit more. What a nice feeling that is. Escape front lines during the hurricane and wasn't sure. Escape Florida. I said front lines, and then I had to read back. I'm like, oh, you meant Florida. Oh, wasn't sure if Astro was finished. I know, not yet. The last run we did was a week ago, and and we got to 195. It was pretty good. But that run was kind of a mess. But I will take this away. It was one of the best climbs I did up until 181. Like, we got through all of the bosses and all of the floors with a really good amount of time, and I was very impressed with that run. It just went kind of haywire at 181, and then kind of just went downhill from there. But it was good up until then, so that's my takeaway. But I did run out of potions, so I'm farming potions. That's why I run Red Mage. Honestly, we may not see Astro for like 3 weeks. I hate to say it, because this week it's gonna be this. Next week it's Variants and Criterion, potentially Criterion. And then the week after that, more than likely, I'm still behind on potions, so we do another potion farm. So that's 3 weeks, which really sucks, but I gotta farm just enough so I can go a couple times in a row. Seals to anyone? Or Rages, you know, Rages would be even better. Finding a Rage would be superior. Let's take care of the patrol. I bought all my potions and opened my sacks so they're clearing. Dan, can I have some? Can I borrow some? I'll pay back. I know. Me too. Nice! Making the money. I mean, I could get the intuition, but it's okay. Ellie's not here. She's not watching. If she was watching, then I'd have to go get it, and I have to be very careful, but she's not watching, so it's okay. We're no sustaining. I did that. And we got up to 180. But I don't know, I'm not mentally ready for that one. Like, that one will really take a lot of, like, research and like, practice and stuff. I don't know if I want to do that one again. Like, I could just go through 180 without sustaining, and then just, like, do the whole run, but I don't know. Part of that makes me, like, it doesn't make me comfortable about that. I'd rather do the entire run and find some path to Behemoth without using no sustaining. So, but I'll do Machinist, and Machinist is, basically Machinist is asterisk no sustaining, because you have to use it on the bosses. But you can get through the I got to 197 with no sustaining potion on Machinist. Like, that was fun. And Machinist is even better now, so probably can pull it off, but I just realized it's been nearly an entire year since I got Lone Hero, because that was October last year. Yeah, nice. You know, you keep at it, dude. That's it. You don't give up. It takes as long as it takes. You know, some people get a little, I think, a little intimidated by some other gamers who clear it in, like, you know, a few weeks, a few months, but don't worry about it. You just do you. And then you get you get an awesome story to tell, you know? Did I kill her to their cure? No, I'm kidding. I probably just, like, meleeed it. Ooh, another steal. Let's take care of the ogre, because that is sights. T4R. Thanks for follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. No. Steal. Cheshire. Sig 9 TV. Thanks, man. I know, this job is pretty cool, isn't it? This clearly be my... Yeah, Kenboy got 1,337 kills on his clear. Funny how that works, huh? I like that emote. Is that a banana? What the hell is that? Is that a... I don't know what that is. Yoshi playing it well? Did. Oh, no items. What am I gonna do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotta kill the mummy. Ogre. As a reminder again, guys, I'll say this a couple times on stream. Kind of for the past number of months, we've been doing variety on Fridays. Tomorrow we are not doing variety. We are back in the 14 directory. We're going to be doing a dual collab with Steph of Anime, and that's our buddy from Team Drifter, the Pokemon Master. But she does play a lot of 14, and I talked to her today just to confirm, you know, to see if she's ready, she's good to go, and all that stuff. And she tells me she's never stepped into Heaven on High at all. I'm like, oh. So that sets my expectations. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm ready. But she's literally has never stepped into Heaven on High, so that's gonna be exciting. So like once we hit 30, she's got to unlock the quest. She's got to unlock 31 plus, and then yeah, she's gonna be low armor, getting into the floors. I'm gonna go warrior for super insurance, but she's gonna die a lot because I'm warrior. Like if I was healer, maybe I can like help her out. Like if I went like maybe sage or something, but because it's like a real full carry, I think I trust myself better on warrior. But she's gonna die a lot. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be a further challenge for me. Like, how can I keep her alive as best as I can? You know, like aside from like directing her and telling her what to avoid and stuff, it's like, you know, I know that she's gonna be low HP, so it's gonna be rough. Next trip into Deep Dungeon, I think it'll go Heaven on High score runs. Hey, check out the Fin Guide. Make sure you check out the Fin Guide if you want to go scoring. Did I do it properly? Hell yeah. Check out the Fin Guide. I guess I'll go back. Pulled that up a couple minutes ago, nice. It's funny when you do duo runs and mobs behave in ways you had no idea they would. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you get a lot of that in Palace. There's a lot of like party mechanics in Palace that happens. Yeah, I'm gonna be challenged tomorrow. Actually, even Sunday is gonna be interesting with Brian because he emptied out his Serenities. You know, I kind of just was letting him do his thing, but I'm like, at the end, I'm like, you know, you emptied out our serenities, you realize that, right? Like, you're making this a lot harder than it needs to be. I think Step is, like, gonna be totally, like, just, like, you know, glued to my butt, and, like, not really gonna touch anything, which is fine, so I don't have to worry about that, but it's pretty funny. The inspiration from Ben's Clear last month, a lot of people think, yeah, I think that's one thing that I'm extremely happy about, Kembar. It's exactly how you just said it. You know, I'd love to be like someone who's the main part of, you know, people's clears and stuff. You know, that's a nice feeling, of course it is, but in all honesty, this is what the community has grown into. That when you go through, like, you know, who do you thank for your clear? You're thanking like a minimal of like 5 people at the very least, amongst like everyone else who probably contributed, you know, on Discord and stuff. It is literally a community effort at this point. I freaking love it. This wasn't I would say this wasn't exactly how I would have envisioned it when I first started, but now that it's happening, it's amazing. And I'm glad it's happening that way, that you don't have to necessarily turn to one person, you can just turn to a multitude of people and they know they can help you in their own way. Which means you reach more people, you know? You get more people involved. Like, I could only reach so many people in my end. I'd love to get to, like, everyone available for this clear, but I'm only one person, so I'm only gonna get to X amount of people. But when you have more community members, you know, branching out, doing their own thing, helping other people out, then you reach more people with the content, and really that's more important than anything. I'll show you if you... Yeah. It's a family! And honestly, all the names you mentioned, dude, that's why we gather them together in one Twitch team. That's our Twitch team, and all those names are all on that Twitch team. You know, people who have been around the block, people who we converse with and talk to all the time, people who are around the community, we just put them all into one Twitch team, you know, put them all together. And that's kind of where that idea of the Twitch team came in mind. Like, maybe you know, those guys you talked about, you know, Meiji, Chila, Ben, Finn, but there's more. And maybe you haven't heard of the others, but the others are all within that, you know, within the same breath. That there is that camaraderie with everyone. We all know each other, we all do this similar things and everything, and you can check any of the members out and you're going to probably get a very similar vibe from them, you know? Their own way, their own personality, but the same core fundamental of the community. And there's a lot, and there will be more. And this is all in preparation for that new Deep Dungeon, you know? So... Every Saturday on Twitter, by the way, we announce a new member. We're getting close to announcing all the current members on the team, and you can see all the members that are there already, so it's not like a big spoiler. But I am doing like an official Twitter announcement every Saturday, so this Saturday you'll see the next one coming in. Last Saturday we got Sig. Oh, actually Sunday we got Sig announced onto the team. Chilo was the one last week, and then this week you'll see who's up next on Saturday. When do they say 6.3? Iskimug, and we don't have a date quite yet, but we're predicting between January and February and March of 2013. So that's as close to what we can predict. You pretty much want to wait for the next live letter. Whatever the next live letter is, they probably start talking about 6.3, and that's when they probably will talk more about Deep Dungeon. So look forward to that for sure. Even random people streaming their runs without an intention to help is also helpful and fun to watch. Yep, it is. I don't think there's a Deep Dungeon runner alive that is not excited, man. Did I say 2013? 2023. Thank you. I need you guys to always keep me in check, you know? I don't know what I'm saying half the time. The Hawk. The Hawk you doing? Yeah, I cannot wait for the timeline, Kembar. When someone pops here into stream, and they ask me, "Hey, how do you deal with the 50 boss?" And you know what my response is? I have no fucking clue. I can't wait to say that. Not that I'm complaining that I know, verbally tell you the entire strategy of all the bosses in Old Deep Dungeon. No, that's fine. It's just, the information won't exist, you know? So I can't tell you. And like, you can't turn to the next person and ask them either, because they don't know either. We all have to figure it out ourselves. We all learn. And that was the most fun that was the fun I had with Zadnar. Because Zadnar, we were progging Zadnar duels on stream. And it was great, because I would go through the fights, we go through all the mechanics, and then that's where part of the speedruns, the people who did the speedruns, it was a lot more popular to do speedruns for Zadnar. But because they were doing speedruns, no one knew the mechanics. No one knew how to resolve the mechanics properly. So, in essence, when I was going through it with chat, we were like, progging it all together. It's like, hey, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? And people were like, well, maybe you can try this. Maybe... It was so much fun that I didn't get spoiled, because no one could spoil me, you know? So that feels great, that you can prog a fight, you can learn about a game mode or something, and you learn with it, with your community, with the chat, genuinely, you know, without someone having to like already know the answer, because the answer doesn't exist. That's a good feeling. And that's what we're gonna get from Deep Dungeon. Eric Kaiba, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well, man. I'm a really huge fan. Yeah, I'm same. Kambara, I'm same. That's why when we've been doing a lot of the new, hello? When we've been doing a lot of variety games, I am opting to play variety games when they first come out, because I want to be part of the gamers that no one really knows how the game plays. You know, I want to be ahead of the game. I don't want to be the one that plays it like a month or two later. As much as there's an advantage to that, I prefer playing the games fresh. So you have that kind of blind prog, if you will, that even with people watching, they can't help you because they don't know what to tell you. Or the better one is, again, the genuine discovery of the content or whatever with other people, with the community. I think that's an exciting thing to experience too. That people who are watching cannot help you directly, but they are with you learning it and processing it at the same time. You know, like almost like a crowd thing, a crowdsourcing. Do it. Alright, where are we at? Oh, that's a treasure room. Great. I hope that's not an exit. I've seen 3 treasure rooms so far. Really? Your one eye saw me? Are you kidding me? I'm trying to figure out the exits here. Come on. Can you unlock the room? God damn it, dude. Okay. Next week is Persona 5 PC. Next week. Nice, okay. I'm waiting out for Harvestella, Kaiba. I'm a chillin' for chill until Harvestella comes out November 4th. So right now I've been playing Dome Keeper, which has been definitely occupying my time. I don't know if it'll last me till the end of the month though, because we're starting to clean up that game. But I'll keep playing it for now. Good game. Yeah, I like 100 floors personally. Resolution. Okay. Let's see if we have any undead. Harvestella looks good. Yeah, it does look good. I'm really excited about that game. It has the animation I'm looking for. It's gonna be an interesting one with, you know, with the farming sim and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that game. I'm gonna step on the trap, I know it. Just kidding. Of course I get a resolution and there's no undead. Why would there be undead when I have a resolution? How could that possibly be? I think there's a strength somewhere. I think there is a strength somewhere, right? Yes, the first chest had a strength. Palace of the Undead, yeah. Oh crap! I don't want the Dahak because he does disease and I can't even stop that. Healing down. Not to mention movement speed down. I gotta go back and get the strength. I'm gonna check the zoom first. Oh, that's the silver chest. I'm out of here. Peace. Hey, Triangle Strategy comes out very soon on Switch. No, I'm sorry, on Steam. I would recommend that game. You know, that game had some issues, like, there were some things I didn't quite like about that game, but I would recommend it for a nice SRPG. Like, it was a good SRPG for what it was. Yo, Magnus, thank you for that, I appreciate that. I would recommend Triangle Strategy. Good game. And if anyone's interested in what I didn't like, I can tell you, but I'll refrain from just blurting it out, but I did enjoy that game. Did I do it on hard? Yeah, it was very painful. I remember, dude, there were 2 fights I had, Cheshire, in Triangle Strategy that legit took me 3 hours. One of the last fights I had to do in one of the stories took me like 4 hours to get past the one fight. It was so satisfying. It was so hard. Oh my god, it was so hard. So, the challenge of putting it on hard mode, extremely satisfying. You wanted to play hard, you got hard, you know? That was definitely the best part about it. What better time to do some PoT? Hell yeah, dude. Who cares about sleep? I love fights to make you think. Yeah. I had to redo it, I had to adjust my strategies, I had to play around with units, it was insane. And you know what was initially what I didn't like about Triangle Strategy, but I then eventually kind of appreciated it? It's the fact that it does save your progress with XP. So let's say you go through Fight A, and you get obliterated on Fight A, well, whatever experience you gained from Fight A carries over into Fight B, and you can't change anything with that. That's a function of the game. So in essence, you know, we were doing fights that literally took me 4 hours to clear. We were always progressively getting stronger. So to some extent, in the early bit, I'm like, oh man, you know, it kind of sucks. I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to do this fight at where I entered into it, but it does kind of lend you into the fact that you don't have to go out of your way to grind, you know? Like thinking like FF Tactics, where you kind of wanted to go out of your way to grind out some levels and stuff and then go into a fight. You didn't have to do that in Triangle Strategy. And in the end of the day, I kind of like that, you know? You're grinding within the fight. And yeah, you kind of lose the thing of like, oh, you could have beaten it, you know, 2 levels ago, but it's okay. It's a give or take. And I think that was more of a positive than a negative. With hard mode, did I find the enemy AI is more difficult and more so the enemy spawn maps? I think it was more the AI was harder. I think their stats were harder as well. Actually, their stats were harder, so they were a lot harder to kill things. But their AI, I think, was better in hard mode than it was on. And I did play it on very easy. I did play it on very easy because I wanted to finish up one of the story arcs. So I didn't want to go through it on hard anymore, you know? Like, you know, don't blame me for that. I didn't want to do it on hard anymore. So, yeah, we did like the second playthrough on very easy. And you pretty much just like melted enemies real fast. But yeah, when it was on hard, it was just a combination of things. And I distinctly remember the final fight of one of the paths that I took. Like there were like literally like 3 or 4 objectives you had to meet, and it was so hard managing all of those objectives because it was partially timed too. Like if you didn't kill enemies fast enough, you essentially got penalized for it. You know, like I was going so far as to making sure I didn't like step through a certain part of the map so I wouldn't trigger the enemies doing their AI stuff. Like I would keep my units in a certain position so I can control the fight. Like it got to that extent of like strategy that I was trying to do. It was really fun for that. My witching back. My palms are of everything. Ew. Yeah, Triangle Strategy, I think releases today? Or like tomorrow or something? I would recommend it. I would recommend it. Good game. It's out now, okay. I know it was like sometime this week. Yeah, same. I can't wait for Octopath 2. Only thing is I never beat the optional boss in Octopath 1. I don't know if I want to go back to do it though. Like I don't think it'll hold me back from playing Octopath 2, but I never beat the optional boss in Octopath 1. So I think in Octopath 2 I will, but I think because I'm gonna stream Octopath 2, I'm gonna have to have this obligation of like if there is like an optional boss that I will have to do it on stream. Yeah, that boss was pretty hard. I mean, honestly, I only took 1 whiff at it, like maybe like 1 or 2 whiffs at it, and then I didn't try again. So I probably could have done it if I grinded out more, but it was a lot harder than anything in the rest of the game. That's for sure. I mean, it was also hard to, like, get to it. Like, let alone do the fight. To, like, figure out how to even get to the fight was pretty crazy. I mean, not crazy, but there was a lot of things going on to make that happen. So that was kind of cool. So, like, going into Octopath 2, I mean, whether the mechanics are the same or not, that's how I'm going to approach Octopath 2, you know? Like, what you have to do and look out for certain things to make sure that you get everything unlocked. And that's kind of nice. You get rewarded for doing everything, you know? I think that was one thing I enjoyed about Octopath. Amongst anything else. Like, the stories were pretty good. Like, my only complaint about Octopath 1 was and I actually have seen a lot of people complain about this too. It's, the fact that it didn't feel like you had the 8 individual stories, but they didn't come together. Like, they were all, like, strictly individual. And then the times when you had everyone, you only got, like, dialogue between them in the tavern without voice lines. And it felt like, oh man, like, there could have been an opportunity to have some kind of conjoining story, or to have, like, you know, camaraderie here and there, or maybe someone liked another person, you know, that kind of thing. But that definitely just did not exist, and you felt like it was just missing. I wish there was, like, more togetherness with the party. And again, I understand that the story was to be all separate, but you know, it would have been nice. But the thing I did enjoy with Octopath 1 was that you definitely got rewarded for doing everything in that game. Like, doing all the side quests, doing everything, you got something for doing that effort. You know, which was the optional fight, which was additional lore. So that was nice. Oh, well, I gotta probably fight this. I'm just gonna fight this now. So you moments where the pro tag, their chapters suddenly alone, yeah. This is my main issue. I wanted all 8 stories to come together, one big story, but yeah, well, I mean, technically speaking, it did come together, but not really with the characters directly. And you know what, maybe the new Octopath will address that, you know? But that definitely isn't enough for me to, like, you know, hate the game. Like, I love the game. That's just my one complaint. I know, dude, I have the music playing every night. I have the music playing when I start up stream. And so every time I hear the music, it really tempts me to boot it up myself. I've been tempted to get the Steam version, so I could go for like the achievements, you know, because that's my only complaint about Switch, is that Switch you don't get achievements. I hate that. That's why like Steam is nice, but I still would rather play it on the native console than anything else. So like Octopath 2 though, what's nice about that is that it comes out on all the consoles, so I'm getting it on PS5, hands down, not even a question. I'm gonna get the hard copy on PS5. Like, like, that's not a question. You have a question for me? Little old me? Alright, shoot, Kenbar, what you gotta do? I need a strength. At what point will I stop shaking hard enough my arms hurt? I don't know. Have you... like, I don't remember the last time I used a heart rate monitor. But, I mean, I was using a heart rate monitor as of, like, what, 5 months ago or something? 3 months ago? And I'm still getting... I'm still hitting, like, 160 in the heart rate, so... I don't think you ever stop feeling like you're going crazy on that fight. It's so crazy how anxiety... Yeah, it is. Because you know what you're facing, and to keep everything under control, to execute perfectly. I mean, I imagine it's very similar, maybe, and not that I've ever done it. You know, let's say you're at like a basketball game, and you get selected for like the half-court shot. You get one shot for like, you know, $10,000 to hit a half-court shot. You get one try. And that's what it is in Behemoth. You get one try. Maybe you get 2 tries, but you're not getting more than that. You gotta nail it. And there's very little room for error too. I mean, you make a major flub, you're probably... that's it. There goes your attempt. So you gotta do it right. Whereas a lot of things here, you know, even the climb, like I could make bad movement, I can miss a heal, I can use a palm to kind of fix the problem, I can have raising, you know, like there's a lot of things that can help you out. On the floors and some other bosses, and there's some insurances there, but Behemoth is something special. You one try with that burst. I gotta find his strength. I hope I can find his strength. Double steal. Yeah, do or die, 13 proc, yep. Exactly. I'm hoping for the strength because I have to use a strength for the boss. So if I pick up a strength now, oh, I'm not gonna get one. If I had picked up a strength now, then I can save it for the next floor, but we're not getting one, so. I almost speedrun this floor. Look at the time, 27 minutes. I almost did a speedrun here. Oh really? You got me through the wall? Are you kidding me? What a champ. Like that I've watched you go straight into... Oh, yeah, and dude, no, there's no stopping on this train, man. We just go right into it. Hey, what's up, Jason? I have to physically get up from my PC, go downstairs, and do something with 10 minutes cooldown. Yeah, see, I joke that I have no emotions, you know? I get ice water in my veins, and then that's why I had the heart rate monitor. Because it's like, no, I tend to feel something occasionally, you know, once in a blue moon. I have some emotions. Heart doesn't lie, sometimes. Oh, yes! Yo, no fortune, chest drop, and we got a strength, which is exactly what I was looking for. Nice. That's perfect. There goes my RNG for the run. You missed keyboard ASMR? Sorry, dude. I could press my hands harder on the keyboard. I can do that. Did that come out of the microphone? I get shakes, yo, Gino, have a good one, man. I get shakes on 161 Plus on Astro because it's so hard to get up. Yeah, no, it is. That's why I was so happy with my previous run last week, because we actually had really good problems getting out of those floors. Just got done data mining the new Xenoblade 3 DLC and revealing the devs accidentally included artwork of a character. Oh! Data mining? I wouldn't care if I died to Behemoth when I already got what I wanted from the content. And Hustle Hoof, that does help you with confidence. Look, confidence on Behemoth is the intangible attribute that is very useful, you know? Very useful to have confidence on Behemoth. I think once you get him down the first time, man, the game changes for you. It really just changes. Are the tanks similar? For Palace, it's only Behemoth. I think Paladin is the one that's the most different of them all. Let's do the boss. I think Paladin is the most different of them all, but more or less they're like very similar. Gunbreaker is probably the strongest on the floors overall, but Gunbreaker definitely is the hardest on Behemoth, that's for sure. I need steel for this fight, because if I don't have steel for this fight, I actually don't survive. I know this for a fact because I did it and I died. Like if I had a potion on, I could do it, but because we're going no sustaining, you have to kind of help yourself out a little bit here. Dark, yes, I'm not gonna argue that one. Dark, I think a lot of people will probably say Dark Knight's probably a lot better, on Behemoth. Like Warrior's not too bad at all. Warrior's not too bad on Behemoth, but I think Dark Knight is a little bit easier. Like, you could really just, like, kind of just run through a basic rotation, you're fine. Warrior takes a little bit more effort with cooldown, utilization, and you need a little bit more planning on Warrior, but there's a lot of leeway in Warrior. Dark Knight, there's not much. It's just, like, with Dark Knight, the only thing you need to care about on Dark Knight is making sure you get Plunge out of the way as soon as possible. You use a, Edge of Darkness as soon as possible, so your MP can regenerate. And you kind of line up your Soul Eater so that you kind of get the extra heals. But after that, you can kind of willy-nilly the rotation. As long as you don't overcap NP, as long as you use Plunge on cooldown, and you just use your Living Dead at the proper timing, you don't have to go crazy with your rotation. Warrior, you kind of have to use a lot of things correctly. Like, you want to use Equilibrium correctly. You kind of want to use, you know, Thrill of the Battle. You want to take it off. You want to make sure that you use Raw Intuition correctly. Like, you don't miss a GCD on Raw Intuition, where it's very easy to miss a GCD on Raw Intuition. So there's a lot more details to Warrior that can cause issues, and that doesn't happen in Dark Knight. Dark Knight is tremendously different because of the Living Dead change. We're gonna hit an ad, 3 minutes. I'm just gonna chill here for a bit. I'll set some things up. I'll hit the restroom. We'll do ads in between the floors, guys. So BRB 3 minutes so we can get them out. Thank you for watching. Durban, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Good to see you. So BRB, guys. Catch you in about 3 minutes. Yo, what's up, Quad? I gotta kill a minute and minute 40 for the ad. Wiped on 180 Paladin. A GCD late in Clemency? Oh. Nah, you know what, Quad? It's fine. You'll figure it out. You're a gamer. You learned. Kenbar said, what if I told you you forgot Thrill and accidentally use Max Potion? That's what I did, actually. I forgot to take Thrill off on my part. I used Super Potion, though. But I did forget to take Thrill. I sort of understand what I did wrong. I didn't realize it's a bit strict, yeah. It's a bit strict. I don't know how it is nowadays, though, because I haven't done it. I haven't done it in Endwalker yet, but bit strict. Yeah. Boop 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 boop. Alright, so we gotta chill for about 40 seconds. But I appreciate, guys, for whoever saw any ads, who might be back from ads. I appreciate it. We have to play basically 3 minutes of ads every hour. Otherwise, I have to do them in between the run. And especially on the higher floors, it has worked out pretty nicely, especially with Astro. We would do the 3 minutes and then just chill. And it gives, you know what, honestly, it gives me a nice break. I can stand up, make sure some things are ready to go, hit the bathroom and stuff like that. So it works out. It's a benefit of doing Deep Dungeon. You know, if we were doing raiding would be a lot tougher because you don't have natural breaks. Even when I do variety, there's no natural breaks a lot of times when I do variety streams. So it's lucky with Deep Dungeon. We have the natural breaks in between the floors. Have to hold my spirits with the yeah, for the maximum damage, because you get more damage on a higher HP for spirits, right? Makes sense. Alright, team, let's continue. Welcome back, by the way. Let's update the title. 141 plus. Let's do this. Oop. Did I hit the right button? Okay. Let's go. BGM does not exist. It gives MP. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. All right. I see. See, I thought it was still the old one where it would do the higher your HP, the more damage. So I didn't realize that. What's that? Six of the exact same ads in a row for Amazon Music. You get the same 6 ads? That's boring. You should have at least gotten different ads, the hell? I don't know what ads I get now. Actually, I think I do get Amazon Music ads. Was it like some like chick with a headphone or something listening to music? In like a very like pinkish background? Is that the ad? I don't pay attention to the ads I get in other streams. There's a part where you Clemency twice, then use it, followed by Riot Blade to get your MP back to cast one more time. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll use it. That just spawned. I'll go the other way first. Oh! Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Alright. Yo, good luck, Quad. Thanks for passing by. Appreciate the look, too. Anything here? We'll do the cat. I'm gonna go back. I think we're good now. I don't want to go to that room to the east because there's 3 enemies blocking it. So I assume the hardest shot to competitively score on the jobs are a ton of clears. Not Red Mage. I don't think Red Mage a lot of people do it. Machinist, yes. Warrior, I mean, check. Well, Kemba, you're Cactor, so just take a look at the leaderboard for Aether. You're gonna see a lot of Finn, but I'd say Machinist, Warrior probably up there. Yeah, so Finn is nuts. Well, yeah, but you know what's cool about Finn? He shares his insanity with everyone. He goes nuts and he tells you how he went nuts. Isn't that great? Colin! Thanks, man. Good to see you, dude. Just enough kills. Love it. Lurkin? Hey, have a good raid. To the edge. Rage. Let's do a safety. That is the exit, so let's do a fortune. And let's go rage. We can get a raising. We can get a couple things out of here, so that's why I'm gonna fortune. We don't really use fortune much anyway, so. Actually, what Hustlehoof said is correct. That is actually Finn's strategy. That's not a meme. That is the strategy that he employs. He sees a treasure room, he rages it. That's how he cleared on Astro. So. I love those emails, Cheshire. You're continuing to give me some ideas that I really need to have so I can get some better emotes. Does he fortune rage? He keeps rage at 2 for, like, when he was doing Astro, he kept rage at 2. Trying to maximize the use of it. So he would fortune rage. Good for him. It worked for him. And, look, I'm not gonna argue that. It's not the strategy I would do, actually. I don't do that strategy, but he has the clear, and I don't. But to be fair, I almost cleared twice, so I'm pretty happy with the way I'm doing it. But another rage. Okay. Man, where's this on Astro? Be nice on Astro, you know? Same. I do miss, like, we've been on the Astro grind for like 5 months. 4 or 5 months. I miss the speed of a DPS, guys. It's been a while since I've been on a DPS, and I miss it, man. I don't have to worry about time at all, I just have to worry about not dying, that's it. It's a nice feeling. Seems like multiple shots work anyway, which is cool. Yep. But of course, like, you look at it in a way, Hustlehoof, where the ones that have cleared are the ones that work, right? So until I've cleared, then it's hard for me to suggest that my strategy is actually working, but, you know, I look back on my runs, I've almost cleared twice, legitimately. 2 runs that definitely got away from me that I could have done, but, you know, we just keep doing, we keep learning, keep trying to get better, that's it. That's all you look, that's all you look at it as. So in Heaven on High, the ghost speed, I don't know. You're gonna have to look at Finn's guide. I'm not a good person to ask about speeds. I haven't done scoring in Heaven on High to the extent that guys are getting 1.9 million. So I'm honestly not a good person to ask that. I think they speed up to 160, but you know, just don't quote me if that's the case. I just don't know. Yeah. And also, if you need like an opinion, Kembar, we have a channel in the Discord called Score Reset Hell, and you can ask there. And I think the guys will give you a legitimate answer. And there's a number of people. There is like I would say about 10 plus people actively going for score on a regular basis. So, you know, if you want to pick their brain on it, they're not gonna hold back. They're not gonna hold back any answers. You know, and that's what I think the coolest thing is. I know it's competitive, but like competition's fun when everyone's on the same playing field, in my opinion. Yeah, literally dozens of you. It's insane. Like that's a lot of people, to be fair. A lot of insane people. Ellie, Cute Girls, Zyron, Akina, Hilo Zeal, like a bunch of those guys are currently actively working in it. Matt knows his thing. Obviously Finn, Ben is doing it. He's been working on some high scores too. Like there's a lot of names that are working on high scores. Yeah, and join the insanity of those score runs, man. That's something that even I've like I just don't do it. I mean I can, but I don't have any motivation to do it, so those guys are insane. I look at that channel, man. I read back on that channel every so often. Those guys are just insane. Absolutely insane. Their knowledge is sick, too. They know a lot of things. Yeah, good luck. Isn't my Gunbreaker, like, rank 3 or something? Good luck on kicking that one out. That's a 1.86. Why am I getting all these rages? What the hell, dude? What the hell? Why is this not on, Why is this not on Astro, you know? Why is this on Red Mage? That Aurora got 1.9 Bard on a mobile hotspot. And leave it to Aurora to push the envelope, dude. You like speedrunning early sets, but I'm too lazy full. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, holy Lonely Driver. A lot of effort to do it. If you're someone who enjoys tank jobs, you're gonna naturally be pushed towards the score runs just because it gets boring single target. Decent theory. Your warrior is 18th on Heaven on High. You might need to reclaim the future with a score run. Is it 18th on Heaven on High? God damn it. Stop clearing... Guys, stop clearing warrior. You know what? Propaganda. I did propaganda. We released the Gunbreaker Heaven on High score. Heaven on High guide. Yeah, just do Gunbreaker. Don't do warrior anymore. Warrior's old. You know, don't care about warrior. It was great while it lasted. Just do Gunbreaker now. My Dark Knight's 18th. Well, you know what? I'm not worried about Dark Knight. Are there really gonna be 7 more gamers that are gonna beat my Dark Knight score? That's fine. All you people forcing me into high scores. Where's the one you gonna do? Oh damn. Well, feels bad. Imagine doing Dark Knight. Is my Astro score in danger? Because that's gonna make me real sad. Is that score in danger? As long as that one's not in danger. That was Omni clearing Heaven on High. Tough. Healer took me... Like, if I combined how many attempts I took on Healer altogether, White Mage took me 19, Astro took me 12, Scholar took me like 25, and Sage only took me 3, but Sage I disconnected out of one of them. So that kind of sucked. But, you know, Sage is Sage, so yeah, that took a while. The other ones... I mean, Monk took me a long time, but I figured out Monk. Some of the other melee took a tiny bit of time. Dark Knight took like 8 attempts. Black Mage took about 20 in all, but I figured out Black Mage too. Black Mage, I figured something out with Black Mage, and that was a lot better. But yeah, Black Mage took me well. Sage is very good. It's very good. Is Astro hard in Heaven on High? It is. I got pretty lucky on Astro that I cleared, quote unquote, the fastest before Sage existed. I got pretty lucky in Astro. But we played really well too. But yeah. Scholar just was giving me so many problems on Scholar. there's another chest here. I like Sage a lot. Sage is by far my favorite healer. Hands down. That's not even a question. I really like Sage a lot. I would totally do Sage again. Oh my god, I got another rage! I'm not going to, Dude, this would be so good for Astra. What the hell? You want Sage to be first clear? I think, Willow. I don't know if Willow's still awake, but Willow is trying to get, I think their Necromancer title via Sage, which would be like one of the first ones in the world to do it. So you got a little bit of competition there, Cheshire. I thought Scholar would be really good. It is good. I don't know why it gave me a problem. I just had issues with Scholar. I still think Scholar's better than Astro, hands down. It just took me a while to just figure it out, that's all. I'm not gonna go that way. It's like ASMR. You know, for me, it's like ASMR. Like, I am very... Like, the sound effects of Sage is very satisfying. I love hearing all the sounds of that, and the lasers and all that stuff. It's also very mobile. A vast majority of its heals and such are all mobile damage, so it really lends to being able to just move and kill at the same time. That's why it's really good, in my opinion. Actually, let me take the Pox here, because this would actually open the door for me to just use an alteration, because if we get another Mimic, then it's not a big deal. Yeah, we'll take the Pox on purpose. We'll do an alteration, even though it's flighted, but it's free. Black Mage's gonna make a comeback, and yep. Oh, I can't wait. Black Mage is gonna be one of the top jobs I do. I think I'm gonna go Red Mage into Warrior, and then potentially right into Black Mage, depending on how I feel. I think Warrior will be definitely a popular one. Without a question. Maybe Warrior Gunbreaker, but yeah, I think Warrior will be one of the popular ones to clear for the first time. But then after that, it's kind of like YOLO. We just start going for Omni, and so I'd love to do Black Mage like a lot sooner rather than later, and then get into, like, you know, Machinist and all that stuff. But you can do Warrior. I was listening to Yoko Shimamura's music, like this one, hearing the piano. She's known for mixed in. I like her music a lot. Jason. 15 is definitely a great OST. Like, the game is definitely, like, you know... I mean, I played the base game of 15, and I wasn't too happy with it, but the music was definitely awesome. Boop, 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 boop. Probably for me, it's going for Warrior, Summoner, Paladin. Oh, a Summoner, that's right. Yeah. Sage constant mitigation makes pulls great from my experience. Yes, I agree. Since Stadia is basically dead, there's content for 15 made that'll... Oh, what was made for it? What is the content made for it? Not the VR stuff, was it? Extra minigames and stuff, let me pull it. Ooh. Rip. Man, SC and its exclusives, dude. SC loves their exclusives. They love getting that extra money. Just because at the very least I want to have... Yeah, having video evidence too, man, it's nice. Not just for like, you know, being able to record your VODs. Having, honestly, evidence that you've done it is a nice feeling. I need to actually go back and pick up the Serenity because I'm stupid. But I didn't realize the EXO was going to be here, so it's not a big deal. Interesting. What it means to kick myself for not streaming my clear today, but at the same time, I think nerves. Yeah, no, when I cleared my first Deep Dungeon, Heaven on High, I did not stream it. I recorded it, but I consciously decided not to stream it. I didn't want to get distracted, that was my excuse. I kind of regret it. But it was my first one, so, you know, can't blame me, I guess. Now every time I do it, though, I make up for it now. I mean, aside from the very first one, I've streamed every other clear on stream. You know, all 33 Palace of the Dead and all 65 Heaven on Highs. So, definitely made up for it. Yeah, it's a lot. Safe to say I like the content. No, I don't really like, you know, I don't like the accessories because you don't really see them. I have all the things, like I have all the items, but I didn't transmute them to anything. They're just sitting in my inventory. Like, what's the name of the... It's Empyrean, right? Empyrean Reliquary? So I have 65. That's why I know it, because I spent one. So I have 65. See? That's how I know other clears. Heaven on High. Actually, some of them are party, so I probably spent a few of them, but... Oh no, I spent at least 4 of them, right? Because you need to get the accessories. That's right. So, yeah, I think I counted at a certain point, but... I still have 65 of them in my inventory. I do have the Judy mount, so I did spend some of them. Now Z's. I'm at 47 with 40 minutes remaining. Dude, I'm like almost on pace for a speedrun. Insane. Okay, free steal, like it. Yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot about that. I do include the other character clears. Yeah. Yep. I did clear on Primal a couple times. I cleared on Crystal, I think, once. I think. Did I clear on Crystal? Maybe I didn't clear on Crystal, I don't remember. Oh, I'm blinded. I get into an FC house next week. I want to get Pumpkin, Firecrest, and for that. Okay, Firecrest, yeah. Well, just clear again, obviously. Dude, what's the big deal, Kenbar? You're a Necromancer now. You can go in and clear it at any time you want to. Easy game. What if you want another pumpkin? Well, just see what you get first and then figure it out, you know? Maybe you get the pumpkin. Uh-oh. Dude, I was putting my tea down on the floor. I got interrupted, oops. I was gonna get my water set up. Not Kradiri, hello!
GOGL Angelus, time to sleep, my GI waving.
You know what? Thank you for the 13 popping in, giving that resub, and enjoy the sleep. It means a lot that you actually do that. I almost died, guys. I almost died putting my tea on the ground, but you know what? That's the only time Deep Dungeon can get me, is when I'm distracted. Because I had to move my water from my right side to my left side. Okay, now I can do that. There we go. That's all I wanted to do. Literally all I wanted to do. Okay, we got a Mario jump for this one. So we go up to the chest, we jump, and then we open it. That's how you do that. Trust me, I'm an expert. Let's go this way. Did it become easier to clear after my first clear? Well, your knowledge is better. I think your confidence helps you out, Kembar. So it's hard to say if it's like, say, a thing of patches or whatever, but I'll definitely say, like, just out of pure confidence, you do feel a lot better clearing. Yeah, you could when you go back in, because you'll obviously go back in. Why is that going through walls? Once I did 1A, I was able to, yeah, exactly. Confidence. Intangible attribute. But it matters, and it's a huge difference. Really? I hate this pox, dude. Shit. I don't want to aggro the succubus. Bum, bum, bum. Even though I don't know if you remember, because it was a year ago, but I had a similar journey of not like failing to get back to my park point. Yeah. Yep. It just takes time. You just gotta keep believing, and it'll fall into place eventually. I know that's a steal, so I'm gonna pick that up on my way out. Just chilling, waiting for these doggos to move out of the way. There we go. Thank you. Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? No, you're not, because you know what? The perfect timing that I go across the room when this spawns right on top of me. Never fails, dude. Every single time in Palace of the Dead. I swear, the amount of time that happens is insane. Insane, the amount of times that happens. And now I have to fight an extra enemy because their positions are bad. Basically, I learned, so it really doesn't matter what palms you bring to the last set. You can find what you need. Yep. Exactly, Kambar. You got it, dude. I mean, I think the thing is that you have to realize it. Like we can tell it to you, but you have to realize it yourself, right? And that's where it becomes important, is that, like, yeah, actually that information is right. And it is right. Shit. It is right. Well, you know what? I was about to do a speedrun, and then I spent 6 minutes on this floor, guys. There goes the speedrun, man. The dreams are dead. I need to reset the file. Clearly. Because your face works for the person and made it thoroughly watched it doesn't mean it's exactly best individually. Yep. And that's why having multiple POVs has always been helpful in my opinion. I think it's such a treasure that we have multiple people providing multiple ways of doing it. Useful information, really. I'm gonna fight something here. we go. Okay. Steal again, that's good. Use that on the way out. I'm gonna witching. Wait. Oh, nice! Nice, Mimic. Thank you, Mimic. Mimic gave me a witching back. How nice of it. Nope! I'm gonna wait for the second dragon to move. Or not. Excuse me, pardon me. He took too long. I'm impatient. That probably aggroes, so let's just pull it. Let's just crap. Okay. But these are here. They might. Oh, I can't even get that chest. Let's pull them. It's gonna aggro no matter what, so we'll just take care of it now. I'm a little too close. I'm gonna get some sleep. Alright, congratulations again, Kembar. Have a really good sleep. Enjoy that victory. I'll catch you soon. Oh, my Swift got eaten by Paralyzed. Oh boy. Gotta watch out for that. That's burnt me too many times. I lost an Astral Run because of that. I used Lightspeed, but Paralyzed ate Lightspeed, the whole animation went off, so I was going off the fact that the animation worked, but it didn't trigger. I died. Because I was in the assumption that I had Lightspeed. And I couldn't understand why I was getting interrupted all the time, and then it was too late. This song already played. Better song. Rage! Ooh, we're gonna use that strength when we leave, so I have it for the boss. I watched a streamer go through all of 13. I'm glad more people are enjoying 13. I was watching Games Done Quick in January, Cheshire, and they had a speedrun of FF13, and one of the comments, I think one of the donations said, and I agree, can 2020 be the year that people stop crapping on FF13? I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let this be the year that people stop crapping on FF13. It's honestly, it is a good game. It really is a good game. It's got one of the best OSTs in all of Final Fantasy, that's for sure. But it really is a pretty good game. I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of the top tier Final Fantasy games, but for a Final Fantasy game, it's a good Final Fantasy. I watched you tutorial on expert crafting and nailed it the second time. Been crafting her Hyuna. Hey. Okay, cool. I'm glad it worked out. Let's go, Ramza. That's all I could ever hope for. That's useful. Where's the chest? It's over here. It's too linear? Yeah, but you know what? FF7 Remake is linear. No one complains about FF7. Yeah, you just all of a sudden people forgot that the game is that linear is a problem, or that it's just FF7 or something. Like, I never had a problem with 13 being linear. Like, there's fine. It was a good story. Music was awesome. if you download the DLC and pay for it, yeah. All games are linear? Damn, Count Norris. Spouting out real facts, dude. You meant the original 7? Oh yeah, the original 7 is you know, the original 7's the original. No, the remake is super linear, are you kidding me? You can't diverge off the story if you wanted to. But who cares? 13 though, 13 man, woof. Can't deal with 13, too straightforward. Not in my Final Fantasy. No! Dragon, no! Oh, I gotta strength. Wait, I gotta strength again. Oh, hold on. That's the one I was looking for, right? So Serenity, Strength... what do we have? Strength, Purity, Flight, Serenity, Strength. Okay, that's the 5 chests. Can't wait for what 16 does. If they do 14's model play progression with the ability to do things in each zone, it'll be insanely good. I think you'll probably see a lot of quality of life, man. Jacian. I think we'll see a lot of quality of life in 16. You know, like... maybe outside of the final stage, you won't have point of no returns and stuff. We'll see, though. Yo, Jin, what's up, dude? How you going? How's it going, man? Sally 13, you can mash A to get through most of it. Not that bad of itself. I just didn't like the new combat system. I prefer its turn based, like as I get it. I was a big fan of the battle system of 13. It was still the turn based ish, although yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, you know, you could just kind of go with one button and stuff, but I like 13 a ton. Walk around. Okay, which way are you going, Gravekeeper? If you go right, I'm killing you. So you should go left. You son of a bitch. I did not like 12. 12 is like, okay, so if anyone comes into stream and says, hey, should I play FF12? I will absolutely say you should play FF12. It's a great Final Fantasy. Great battle system, great music, storyline is pretty good. For me, it's one of my least favorite Final Fantasies because I didn't like the battle system, I didn't like the story, and I hated the hunts. So I basically hated everything of 12. But I would still say it's a great Final Fantasy. It's fine. It's just not my thing. It was just not my... It was not my Final Fantasy, you know? So... I couldn't stand the hunts. Oh my god, I couldn't stand the hunts. Like, I know that was a big portion of the game, I couldn't stand it. I know. We'll play 16 on stream, so... That's what I did, Jedi Man. Because, like, it took me so long. It took me so long to finally beat 12. Like, I beat 12, like, 2 years ago. You know? When it was on, like... Was it on PC? No. I think it was on PC, actually. I forgot, but I think, yeah, I got the Steam version. And I finally beat the game. You're a little too close to comfort. Okay, got it. Hey, we don't have to fight this for 25 minutes. Are you guys excited? I'm so excited I don't have to fight this for 25 minutes. Nice change of pace, you know? I'll have to watch out once my seal drops, though. I have to actually pay attention to my heals. Did I like hunts in 15? I barely remember them. I think I did do them. I would almost think I didn't do all of them, but I think I did do them. But wasn't there like a lot of rewards to it or something like that? Couldn't remember. The base game you can only do one hunt at a time. 15, they patched it where you can take multiple one clear. I don't remember. Such a long time ago, I don't remember. These guys aren't gathering together. Okay, that's where they're getting together. I get him. Okay. God damn it. He hit me from like a mile away. Oh nice, I didn't get hit. Hoggers. One, two, three, I'm outie. Are you kidding me? You got a hit off me? Cheater. Alright, it's probably like 2 more cycles and we're out of here. Gotta watch the damage here coming in. Yeah, probably one more cycle. Ugh. Do it within 1 strength. It's good. I should have healed. He hit me. She hit me. I didn't set myself up well there. I missed one. I did. 8%. Alright, we got it down. No problem. Okay, cool. Okay, let me catch up. I was focusing there for like the last bit there. 15 is another one where I did the story and got the hell out. It's fair. I need to start using the AoE strat on the zombies. Are you Red Mage, Rayum? The reason I do AoE on Red Mage specifically is because you have to go in for melee. And you just don't want them sitting around too long. Like, for Summoner, you remember... Gotcha. Yeah, AoE. So, like, you basically just hang until the ad comes up, and then they're close enough for AoE. I think if you want to go super optimal, you save Contra for the ads and for the Succubus ad and the zombie ads. You just kill them all together. Although you might hold on to it for too long. I mean, Red Mage is kind of just whatever, you know, it's whatever makes it easier. But you do save GCDs doing AoE instead of doing it one at a time. So, like Summoner, I ignore the ads because you just don't need to kill them. Black Mage, I kill the ads because you have to hard cast. I really want to retry 15 with all. Yes, yeah. I would definitely say Cheshire. 15 now is a really good purchase because it comes with everything. It's like, what, the full edition? So you get all the content, all the DLC, and you kind of get the game how it was supposed to be on release. It's a really good place. When I played the base game, that's the one I hated about the base game, is that when you beat the game on the base game, you felt like... I hated the idea that there was a time skip, and you know that the time skip was like, oh, DLC. It left a really sour taste in my mouth, you know? That they were clearly going for DLC, and then there was basically a chunk in the game where it's like, I guess this is where the DLC is, you know? It just felt icky. Like, there are games where, like Dragon Quest XI, by the way. Dragon Quest XI was one game where I had hoped there was DLC, but they announced a long time ago there wasn't going to be about DLC. But like that game finished. You had the full game, you got the full story, but then if they tacked on something after that, I would have been so happy with that. You know, nothing was missing. They added on to the game. And technically the Switch version was kind of that. The definitive edition was kind of that with extra story. That would have felt good for DLC, but just to know that the game was released in a way where it was meant to have DLC and you just saw it clearly right there that the DLC was going to be in this part of the game, it just didn't feel great. Yo, what's up, Cynic? Yeah, that's the thing I hated about 15 the most. But now it's a complete game. Like, you know, you jump into 15 now, highly recommend it, and it still looks like a freaking great game. Beautiful graphics, beautiful OST. I think it plays a lot better now, so it's in a good spot. Just about, yeah, so Black Mage, I take care of the ads, Jade Chagu, because of the hard casting, and if you leave the ads alive, it makes it really complicated, because, you're having to dodge the ads, so you just get rid of them. I would do, like, Thunder 4 proc, I think. I do a mix of, like, Flare and Thunder 4. I think mostly Thunder 4 procking, You basically just get Thundercloud, you just get like Thunder on the boss and the ad, and you just Thunder 4 them down. Was any of the DLC was any of the DLC actually even set in that time skip period? Yeah, like there's a portion where like when like I mean this will be spoilers for 15, but I mean 15's been out for a while. It's like when Noctis goes unconscious or whatever the hell it is. There was a period of time when shit happens from that point on to when you get back to Noctis. So all that kind of covers within that spot, and that's why it's in my opinion at the time it was lame. But you jump into 15 now, it makes all sense. So, okay, so we'll take another ad break, guys. 3-minute ad break. I'll hit the restroom. I'll check on my water, which should be good, and then we'll come back. So, BRB 3 minutes. Thank you for watching. We'll continue into 151, guys. So, stay tuned. BRB. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, Jason, I agree with you on that one. It did feel like it. And it just... Dragon Quest XI was one game that I felt like if they added DLC to that game, I would just like here's my wallet, have my wallet. You can have my wallet. The game was so good. I wanted more content. But they were smart. I think in the end of the day, that was actually a smart move. Alright, 151. No sustaining potion. We are doing, just a reminder, no sustaining potion on the hotbar, 0. I usually put it on 8. But we are trying to do Red Mage without it. That's the challenge today, and this is my way of farming Potsherds. So let's see how it goes. It's very hard. This is a very hard challenge. Because let me tell you, the insurance of having the Potsherds is very nice. but to not have them is very dangerous. Exit's there. Pudding. What? Are you kidding me? Pudding? Thought I parked you. Thanks, Ludo. I appreciate it. Thanks, Wallen. Appreciate that too. The OG Red Mage. Maybe I can prove to you guys that Red Mage is actually a great job. Oh, hold on. Maybe I can prove to you guys that Red Mage is a great job. Or maybe not. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Deep Eye is facing towards the... I'll pull the Deep Eye. I overhealed there. I was getting ready for the tank buster, but I overhealed. Okay, let's go to the exit. I wonder if there's some algorithm that makes mobs crit more on higher floors. I don't think so. It's just luck. I think also maybe confirmation bias kind of thing, you know? You probably feel it a lot more when it does more damage to you, you know, that kind of thing. Yo, you got it, Cynic. Cynic, I hope you're doing well, by the way. Good to see you, man. As a reminder, I'm going to try to mention this a couple times on stream. If you guys are somewhat familiar with my schedule that I've been employing the past number of months, since really I think February or March, we've been doing Fridays for variety. Doing some variety gaming on Fridays. This Friday, tomorrow, is one exception. We are going back into the 14 directory. We are doing a duo collaboration with our buddy Steph of Anime. I call her the Master of Pokemon. She is the Master of Pokemon. But she also plays 14 really well. And we are teammates on Team Drifter. We're going to do a duo of Heaven on High. And it's going to be pretty interesting because I was talking with her earlier just to confirm that, you know, she's good to go, how she's feeling and all that stuff. She's never stepped in Heaven on High at all. So we're taking like literally a fresh gamer through to floor 100. We're doing it at floor 1. So we'll see if I can keep her alive and we can clear. And she said she's ready to game all night. She said she's ready. She wants to do degen hours. So I'm like, okay, we'll do degen hours. So we'll do the full run, 1 to 100. That's tomorrow. And then we'll make up the variety day, where we are currently playing Domekeeper. We'll do that on Saturday night, depending how my schedule looks. Saturday is kind of a flex day for me. So it's not really scheduled, but I kind of see how I feel and we go live. So Saturday would be the best day for me to make up that variety day. Because I'm still not working on Astro. Astro's still on the shelf for now while I get potions, so Astro isn't going to happen yet. So we'll do that. So that's what it's going to look like. Now, you could say I could just set up Astro now, you know, just do 50 Astro and then go into variety, but, you know, I'll do when it's ready. You never know. Maybe I need the file for some weird reason. So that's what's happening. So that's our schedule for the next coming days. And then Sunday, Sunday is gonna be our split with Brian Ricardo, the duo with Brian, and then I do the second half of the Reaper run, which we set up at floor 71 plus. That's Sunday. So we got a pretty busy schedule coming in. Playing with some friendos, having some fun in the game. Oh. I'm trying to see, like, I feel like I might be Dome Keeper, like I might get satisfied with Dome Keeper soon. So I might have 2 weeks of variety days where I don't know what I'm gonna do for 2 weeks. So I'm still trying to think about what I might do in that period of time. You know, I know I have a couple JRPGs. Oh, you know, maybe. Would you guys like to watch a retro JRPG? Maybe we can do that. I can probably beat that in time. Some of the retro JRPGs don't take a while. Because there's a couple that I would like to replay. One in particular, maybe, I think I could beat it in time, is Shining the Holy Ark. Shining of the Holy Ark. That one I like a lot. Doesn't Yakuza take like 70 million hours? And we're talking retro. We're talking like OG. Like even like Phantasy Star 2 or something. Phantasy Star 4, like old school. Like that old school. Like it depends on how it ends up, but like I have time to kill. I'd like to play something different, you know? Maybe we do that. Bring up a Shining the Holy Ark stream or something. Like I would love to play, you know what I would love to replay? Dragon Quest. We were talking about Dragon Quest 11. I'd love to replay that. I'm not gonna do that in 2 weeks. That game, my first playthrough of that, I think took me 70 hours. And I know the definitive edition has extra content, so we're not doing that in time. But some of the older ones, like the Sega Saturn, Genesis ones, we can kind of like clean out pretty quickly, I think. So I don't remember how long it takes, but it should kind of finish out pretty quickly. I've never played Golden. What's it? Yeah, I've never played Golden Sun. And I don't want to start... So, the dangerous thing I don't want to do, Voidworks, is I don't want to play a game that I will not beat. That's going to be one theme on stream, and we only have one exception, which is Elden Ring, which I did play for a week, and then I didn't play it again. So there's only one that's kind of, you know, striked on the stream, if you will, but every single game I've played, I've beaten. So I have to make sure that I can beat the game in time. And because Harvestella is November 4th, and that's going to be priority. Do I take the Witching here? Yes. Ocean is pretty straightforward, not lengthy. I've only played one Star Ocean game. I think it was on the PSP. But like I said, if I'm only gonna give myself 2 weeks, I don't know if I want to do like a new one. I want to do one that maybe you guys haven't seen yet, you know, just to have fun with an older one. I'm not sure. I'll think about it though, but it's a thought because I don't know how my time looks. We'll see how my time looks, but I think that'd be kind of fun. Okay, just in time. Can I check that top one? Maybe. Build Zone 1 can be finished in 2 hours if you're not completing the game 100%. Oh, what if I'm reading dialogue, though? I gotta read the dialogue. Ugh, I can't do the pixel. I mean, I could do the pixel remaster, but I can't do that. Dude, I'm still not ready to do the pixel remaster. I got mentally destroyed by Final Fantasy II pixel remaster. I haven't been able to return. Intimidating Banana. Thanks for 2 months, dude.
This is Pog. Maybe even Champ.
Maybe even Champ. Yo, what's up, dude? Thank you for the 2 months of support, Tier 1. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. No, you know what destroyed me about FF2 Quad? The game itself is fine. Oh, what am I doing? I just ran in the middle of the room. What destroyed me was getting the achievements. That's what destroyed me. Because I was going for 100%, and that was so bad. That was so bad. FF2 was easily my favorite of all. Really? You like FF2? I think FF2 in general is fine, it's just going for the achievements was the problem. Because, like, I beat the game, but it took me so much longer just to get the 100%. And I hated my life after that. I don't know what achievements you couldn't get, but I remember... Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, getting all this stuff to like full level. I think that was the one that I had to deal with. That was mostly it was the grinding portion. Like I think getting all the beastery, getting all of the skill levels to X amount of level. Those are the ones that I had left over. Yeah, and that's what killed me because I basically I'm an achievement hunter, right? I like going for achievements. I like getting a lot of games like finishing out all the achievements for games, but. It's almost like that was a bad decision for me for FF2. If I had just played for the story, I probably would have like been done with like FF6 by now. Like that's how much of a difference it would have been. I think I heard about that, yeah. I think I heard there was a much easier process before. Can be fast or slow depending on game settings. Oh, well, the game itself, that's not the problem Void works. If I'm gonna stream it, I'm going to verbalize the dialogue, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna just let chat read through it. I'm gonna verbalize the dialogue, so... Me reading, can take a while. Not necessarily, like, the game in itself doing the, doing, like, how fast the dialogue goes, if that makes sense? So I have to take that into consideration. Like, a game with voice acting would obviously be superior, because I wouldn't have to read anything, but... I have to take that into account. My favorite FF is 10. That's a good FF. I think most people like it. FF10 was really good. But that's not getting beaten in... I'm not beating that in 4 days. I know how long that game can be. Actually, I was replaying it with a friend recently, so I kind of know how long that game's gonna be. But I will say, that is one FF that I have kind of wanted to replay. I was very tempted to replay that game. Because, I think one of the reasons why is because I played the original version on PlayStation, and I think the remaster is like the international, so it has all of those extra Aeon fights that I never got to try, and that sounds appealing to me, you know? That sounds like a cool experience, and I never got to do that before, so that's why it's tempting. Will I aggro? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will. Oh, I got my safety back. Cool. Even if you don't play it, it's definitely a recommended play on and off stream. I know. You know, Void, you know Bowie, he was actually here early in stream, Bowie the Hero. He told me that for speedrunning, you know, leaving aside the game, he loves Golden Sun, but he's a big JRPG fan, so he loves a lot of JRPG. He told me and recommended that if I wanted to speedrun a game, to do Golden Sun, because Golden Sun had a lot of menuing. And I like menuing a lot, and he said, like, those games, like, need a lot of menuing, so I'm like, oh. Damn. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, I never got to get into Golden Sun, but I had a lot of friends who did, and I heard nothing but good things about it. Okay, we're gonna try to avoid the trap on the corner here. Respawn. Switching came back. Cool. Bombs are all full, more or less. Yeah, I personally haven't played it since its release too, Quad. That's why I would like to, and again, like the remaster is more content, so it'd be nice. Golden Sun speedrun is god tier with any percent going around less than an hour for the first game. Yeah. That's gonna aggro. Oh! Not anymore! Damn it! Yo, Del, appreciate it. We need a little luck today. I only 100% FF13-2, and that game gets... I did like 99.8% of that game when I first played it, Soba. I didn't get the final ending, but I got the really good ending, so I was like happy. I'm like, you know what? This was a really good ending. I'm happy with this one. I didn't realize there was something further than that, but I watched it on YouTube later. But yeah, come, dude. Max 100% clean the first 2 games 100%. I have a JRPG recommendation. Game Boy Advance though, shoot it out. I can get an emulator, right? Witching? Okay, we'll hold that in, Oh, there is a Merilith that I want to take out because he's a patrol. Lunar Legends? I think I heard of that one. Shouldn't have to finish in a couple weeks. Couple weeks. Oh, he missed car mission. Heartbow mission. Yeah, what a way to start your FF career. You know Cheshire, my moderator Almerish, you know what his first Final Fantasy was? Crisis Core. I'm like, how the hell did you start with Crisis Core? What the hell? A great game, but like, how the hell did you manage to start with that one? The fuck? Another fortune for my fortune. I'm gonna wait for that to move, because he'll move after that shot. But will he turn around? He did. Oh, he's looking right at the chest. What a loser. I'm gonna pull him. Wait, actually... Yeah, let's not pull him, because there's a couple pots in my way. I gotta pull the pots. Gotta pull zip pots, because they're gonna block me towards the exit. Oh, the exit's behind me! I'm so stupid. Whatever. Literally stupid. I saw the exit, too. Alright, let's see if he's gonna give me some space here. He did. Whew. Oh my god, he's still looking at the chest? What a loser. I might step on a trap here, I'm gonna hate myself, but you know what? YOLO. All for an affluence. Okay, we're good. My first Persona was PS2 version of 4, and I almost have all of them. Nice. There's a chest up there, I'm gonna try to get it. I want to check this chest. Hey Zeth, I'm doing pretty damn good. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing good. I'm just making snow footprints on the ground right now. Okay. Not worth it, but whatever. I wouldn't know. Time is normal. We should be okay. There's a respawn on the exit. I have a witching in case. I have a witching up there. Ooh. Okay. Excited for yeah. Well, they keep saying variant's gonna be easy, so it's kind of just like whatever, but. We'll deal with it. I mean, I'm gonna try it for the day or two, and then we'll figure it out. Blinded? Love it. It might. I don't know what's coming in, but it might. Minor adjustments, probably. I missed. Lusts. I'll use it for something, but not these. There we go. I miss engagement. I'll get 4, and then I'll jump out. Yeah. I'll leave minor adjustments, actually coming... yeah. Why do people say Criterion will be easy? No, it's right on the website. So, what they've indicated on the website is you have Variant and you have Criterion. Variant is going to be the solo version, where it's kind of focused on story, and they said that's going to be the easy one. And then Criterion is the challenge version. You go in with 4 people, you get the challenge, and then you have the Savage version of Criterion. So Criterion is the party version, so the harder version. Variant is the solo version, but easy version. And that's why I kind of am like a little not as excited, because, you know, I want a solo. I want to do the solo thing, but yeah. You know, if only I didn't take that box. But it's okay, because I quick killed it. Worth it. No problem. Yeah, if you check, if you get a chance, Noda, if you look at the official website and you look at the teaser website, it'll have that information there, so I'm not just like saying random things like that. That is what they actually said on the website. So, just regurgitating it, essentially. I could get that chest clean, but... I'm gonna try to check one more. I might use the purity, but we'll see. I have to kill this. I have to kill this. I have to be a little extra careful with my heals now because of the pox. To kind of adjust my brain for that. Because I think one of the difficult things with Pox, especially without any sustaining potions, is that the damage does creep onto you a lot faster than you think. Like, way faster than you think. And that's one thing I have to adjust for. I missed. F, dude. Steel, nice. Silver chest, okay. If there's no chest here, I'm gonna work the other one where it has a chest. Yeah. Oh, there's the sunken captains here. My low Aether Pull is farming is a pain just because it takes me a few runs to get decent numbers. Well, I mean, unless you're gonna get another weapon, you know, at least it's just the one time that you gotta do it for. I'll use steel now. If I open the exit, I'm out. If not, I'll pull the other pot and we'll get the chest. Do I need 13 gifts? Ah, I see. I missed. And I aggroed. And a respawn. Going through Heaven and High for the first time, solo, and thinking I might try to do this before PoTD now. You like the enemy? Yeah, and the experience carries over, Cheshire. You know, at the very least, you're gonna whatever you learn now will be useful later. And that's kind of a nice feeling, you know? Like, you're not wasting time, that you're not putting PoTD on the shelf for so long. You'll be able to use that experience then. I eventually want to farm Gris, but I'm going for Necro first. One thing, maybe take a suggestion, Ryu. Like, I did this before, when I was trying to clear up all the other jobs and get some scores in the other jobs. Every time I started a new run, I transmuted 2 grips. And then usually by the time you get to 110 or 120, you're back up to 99.99, assuming you're checking silver chests. Maybe you can play it safe and just do 1 grip, but hey, depending on how many attempts it's taking you to clear, it's not a terrible idea. At least you're chipping away at it, and you're not sacrificing the run for it, you know? So something to think about if you may want to do that. But pretty neat idea. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm sure you're a gamer. I know you're a gamer, Ryu. Maybe you're gonna do it in, like, you know, your next attempt, which is fair, but just in case you got a couple attempts in you for progging, it's not a bad thing to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you know? Yeah, exactly. I believe in you, dude. I believe in you. You're not gonna be like me, who takes, like, you know, 20,000 attempts to finally clear until we get our holding into this place, but you never know sometimes. Okay, time is good. This is a flighted floor too, so... No, can you not? Damage down. Gonna take a double hit here. Nice! Good thing I didn't use the purity. But I gotta watch my HP here. I hear a patrol. What you just said is my plan for Black Mage. It works, it's efficient. That pot just moved right in my way. So I'm gonna wait to kill this Mimic and then we'll see what happens. Thank God for steel. You goddamn pot, it's gonna aggro. I got a purity though. Is there another chest over there? Negative. Alright, let's make our way towards the exit. Although I think there's a patrol, right? There is. But I think I can beat him to the room. I gotta go. Okay, let's see which way this patrol leans. Right now, looks like he's leaning a lot to his left, so we're gonna go to my left. So we can avoid aggro. This is the spawn room. Alright. Good. Good purity right there. So time is still okay. I don't think I need to use anything yet. We gotta bear in mind that I'm a DPS now, so I don't need, you know, 13 minutes on the boss. I only need about just less than 8 minutes on the boss, or like really like 6 or 7 minutes. I need to kind of like change my brain for that. The imp just moved into my way. So one of the things we worried about on Astro was this guy hitting a soft enrage with the attack bonus. Safe to say we're probably not gonna really have to worry about that on Red Mage, which is really nice. But things you discover on a job that just goes really slow in damage, you know? Great. And a lot of mimics today. You get a lot of mimics on this file. I think, what are we up? 27 now? We had 21 from 1 to 121. We had a lot of mimics. There's a lot of patrols floating around. Oh my god. I'd so rather fight mimics than apes and one in. That's fair. That's completely fair. Mimics don't double attack. They're just really annoying because I can't get rid of the pox. Let's see where this demon goes. He went that away, so we go this way. There's a patrol coming in that way. I'm just gonna swing this way real fast. There is no chest there. So I'll wait a second. Because the exit's gonna be this way. Ew! Oh shit, and then that's coming. I'll pull the Marith. I gotta watch my HP here. Gonna wait for Carpo to come out. Nice double crit, love it. Hey, what's up, Kojo? Good so far. Outside of this, like, treasure room in front of me, it's been pretty good. I gotta do my best, Metal Gear Solid impression right now. National Dessert Day. Gotcha. Who comes up with the weird days? I don't know. Some ruling body of days. If anything, I can do that. Wait, but the patrol could be coming. Which it's not. But I mean, if I pull something right now... Am I running out of time? No, they're not coming here. Patience is a virtue. Some weird foodie Illuminati group? Yeah, exactly. God damn it, Soul Flare! Why to be so cruel? I don't want to waste too much time doing this. There's like a spot I could potentially find, but... Be very patient about this. Damn it. If it hits like 20, I'm gonna have to do something drastic. There's a patrol coming. I mean, I still have to kill something so I could fight this. Oh, they're both coming here? Come on, dude. I'm gonna have to aggro the gargoyle. And that helps. This one will aggro. I had a space on the right side, but that one will aggro. And I gotta worry about the 2 patrols coming back, so I probably should wait for them to come back. Conceal is super nice for sure. I have the time to kill though, like we're okay on time, it's just... I wish I didn't have to deal with this bullshit. My drastic situation would be like Strength Steel and then Flight. I'm really trying to get through. Like, I have time to burn, thankfully, but I don't have that much time to burn. And like, losing the Pox is not a bad idea, but I'm observing to see what I can do here. So there's 2 Soul Flares facing out to the top side. I could get around the right side, the left side right now, but it's too late now because by the time I get past these patrol, they're gonna remove again. I have the option to dive in the middle, so that's an option too now because I have the sight. But a lot of these have to turn around. Ultimate aggro control right now. I think the left ones are gonna start to move soon, so I gotta hold. That's a good position for that left one. I had a spot. I'll take the 1 aggro. Oh! Oh, that's not the one I wanted! What? No patrol coming. I hate Soul Flares! Like, barely made any progress this fight. This is all to try to conserve Polemanders, by the way. That's why it's bad. But in the end of the day, I'm gonna have to use something. Okay. Can't waste too much time. I've been here for like 7 minutes. Trying to figure out a way out of here without using anything. Affluence on the next floor, so that's good. Finally. Took a year. Took a year and we finally found a way around that. By only fighting one thing. Torres, stop moving. Okay. I gotta worry about the devil. Good. Gonna flight this next one. We got through eventually, but took a year, but we got there. Just my time is a little sus because we wasted like literally 5 minutes on that floor. Oh, it's not happening. Reason that's not happening is because a lot of things can hurt, but also I need chests. So two things going on that one. Although I don't see chests, I see a whole bunch of silvers and like bronzes, which is bronze is good, but I need golds. And we'll see how it hurts us though, because that's gonna take a lot of time. Took a lot of time off the clock, that's for sure. And great, like look at all these terrible chests right now. You're coming with me? I no longer think you should have pulled them, and I no longer think you should have to pull them, kill the one. Yeah, they're not fun to fight. Their healing is just bad. Okay, got the quick kill there. I have 3 kills over there, so I want to check that out. Oh, alteration. I will use that to help me speed up on the next set. Next floor. Hopefully this will be enough kills over here. I'll check the chest first in case it's a mimic. Give me strength. We'll take steel. Actually, that's a bad utilization of Embolden right there. Treasure room. I mean, that means I'll just rage it, which is not a big deal because I could probably get it back. That's an easy solution. We could get a lot of chests for it too. I'll take it. You like the song? It's a remix of FF8. It's a good one. It's a nice version of the song. From Stranger Paradise. I have 4 minutes to get through the next floor. Ish. Not out. Sleep OP. Sleep OP. It better open in 4. If it doesn't open in 4, I'm gonna be real angry. I'll probably have to use another fillet just to make sure I'm out of here. Yeah. Now, if we get Corrigan, it's gonna really help. I have no idea why I never thought to use sleep. It's new tech, it's newish, so we did get mimics. They are in my way too, so I'm gonna have to fight them. I'm gonna have to use security, which is fine. I already kind of succeeded on that one. Got a strength though. 2. Hopefully I'm out of here in 3 minutes. Do you think Petrify is too good, or do you think it probably changes the value based on the jobs, as we call it, updated Rage? I mean, Rage, in my opinion, technically has more worth for all the jobs. Petrify for a couple jobs are bad. I mean, Astro Petrify is kind of bad, although you have, you know, a football field for a star, so that kind of helps. Monk Petrify is tragic. But if you look at Rage, I mean, Rage is kind of like Monk, right? Because you have to walk up to things, but it's still potentially a little bit superior because of the fact that, you can take it into 2 floors. Petrify and Black Mage? No, Scathing is fine. I don't mind Scathing. You have Scathe, so it's fine. Reaper, Astro, and Monk have the worst for Petrify. We have the magic words in here, Cheshire, obviously. I feel like Petrify is too safe. It is good. Again, it depends on the job. It's good for certain jobs. I think in terms of safe, yeah, it's safe. I think a Rage is way riskier, that's for sure. But a Rage can get more value, in my opinion. That didn't drop anything. Okay. That's a patrol. Gonna be careful my HP here. I gotta go back with the strength, so... let's kill the Torsus and also probably the Patrol. I'm gonna use a strength at 8 minutes, and I gotta watch my time thereafter, for sure. This will be 3 kills, which is not enough to open the exit at minimum. I think what I do want to do is get to all the chests, though, right? And then we want to make sure we check all the chests, because if I eliminate any potential mimics, then that means I can purity right now. Get move out of here. I gotta go back and get the strength. My time is getting a little spicy. I'm gonna bring in the in-game music right now, because I don't want to have to worry about that later. Fly came back, that's good, but, you know, we gotta get off the floor first. I don't see anything. I think now we're going to commit to the purity, and we gotta use the strength soon, too. I gotta worry about the patrols, and I gotta get back to the strength. Gonna use the strength soon. Very soon. Very, very soon. After this next GCD. Strength. Also have to re-up the steel, but we'll worry about that later. Yeah, in-game music is the end of horror. Good song. I have that in my playlist, but one of the few songs in the regular in-game that I like. This is gonna be tight. I probably have to use multiple lusts here. And I have to watch my HP because we have to heal a lot. I'm gonna re-up the steel now, so I don't forget it. Pull this one. Jesus, that Soul Flare moved forever. We are pushing time really bad, so I hope I can do this. There's a chest, but I'm not checking it. I'll pull the Soul Flare next. Gotta move. Give me the high kill floor when I don't need it. Yo, what's up, Pin? Gonna have to multi-lust at the very least. Hopefully 3 will be enough. Hope 3 lusts is enough, yeah? Oh my god. Pushing. Of course, you gave me the high kill! Yeah, I know. Time is not good. I know. Might be an early night, guys. Might see some Dome Keeper later. Hope you guys like some Dome Keeper. Shit! Oh my god. You had to give me the max kill right now, huh? You just had to do the max kill. Of all the times to give me the max kill. It's Mega Yeggs. I don't know if I clear this. Yeah, but I don't have sustaining potions, and we have to sacrifice so many GCDs for healing. We'll try. It's okay, red mage keeps getting updated, right? So we'll be fine. Oh no. I gotta do this right then. If Miss Kiriari raids us, we gotta make sure we don't lose. Alright, we got a game, guys. Miss Kiriari, hello, hello. I put myself in a pickle, I apologize, because the run might end right now, but that's on me, not on you. What's up, guys? Hello. Welcome in. Angela's Demon is here. Trying to do a no-sustaining potion run, and our time is very bad. I put myself in this position. I'll not heal. No heal. Pain, it hurts. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. Everything hurts! Okay. Whew. A little too early. Yeah, I'm not sure I do this in time. Pretty sure. I don't know how much damage I'm doing per X minute, but like, we're not looking good on damage. I pushed this too far again. God damn it, dude. Let's go this way. I can't do 40% in a minute and a half. Oh my god. Should have raged earlier. I'm not doing 28. I'm not doing 28% in a minute. Man, oops. Dude, this challenge has been such an annoyance to my... Dude, I want to do this again in 2 weeks. I keep messing up this challenge, I swear. I can't do 10% in... Man! That sucks. Well, I pushed it too far. Well, yeah, I did gain a lot of sustaining potions. Damn, dude. And our buddy Kiri raided us and everything. Feels bad. It was just, I was pushing so far with my palms. I wasted like 5 minutes on a floor, so that's my bad. But we did get palms. I got Potsherds, but it wasn't even that great. Yeah, I still don't even... I have enough for one Astro run, but I can't do more than that.